Well, shalom and happy Friday Night Live, family, Mishpachah worldwide. I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope that we can be seen, heard, not smelt yet, because I think they're working on that. They're working on a smell for the computers and stuff. So, but nevertheless, let's see, where we change when O'Shea computer went. Yeah. Well, that's the way that the Zoom works. It kind of tries to compensate, music or audio, and then it will pick, so it fluctuates. But the message is what's really important, right? When you were in churchianity, the music was more important than the word. Now you're over in Israel, the word is more important than the music, right? So focus. Hallelujah. So I hope everybody's doing well. We greet you all down in the Caribbean and say shalom over in South and Central America. Shalom to each and every one of you. In the 53 states of America, shalom, shalom.
And who knows?
Yeah, a lot of things are going on. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to the Mishpachah over in the UK, in Africa, in Europe, the Middle East, the Far East, and every island of the sea. We greet you all by saying shalom, happy Friday Night Live. I hope everybody is warm and toasty. The weather has been cruel, brutal, as they said. And they're still spraying the skies, It's been freezing all over the place. We got a little ease today down here in the south. But I think tomorrow morning, the next few mornings, is going to be brutal again. So you got to remember to keep your pipes dripping, both the hot and the cold, just, drip, drip, drip. Otherwise, you can have problems. So I hope everybody's doing well, staying warm. Brother Shea got a interesting class, I believe, tonight because a lot of things are moving so fast, brethren. It's unbelievable. So with that said, is Ella ready to pray?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
ready.
All praises to the Most
All
High.
praises. Shalom, Elder. How are you?
Shalom, shalom. I'm fine. And yourself?
Alive and kicking. Alive and
Praises,
kicking.
family. All praises to the Most High. All praises. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you, we praise you, we bless you, we lift you up, we invite you in our midst tonight. We present to you tonight, Father, this class and every one of us that are here. Those that come for the first time, those that are not feeling well, but they just cannot keep quiet and they need to be here. So, Father, we want to thank you for them. We pray that thou may give them the blessing and the healing that they need, that they all can be healed and be done. And all of us should be the same, feel the same way. Father, we thank you. We praise you. We ask a special blessing anointing upon our teachers. Brother Yana, Brother Oshed is going to speak tonight. Father, we pray that thou may give him the strength, the blessing, the Holy Spirit, fill, and also speak to him, through him, for him, and also Brother Yana, as they join together, Father. I pray that thou may allow them, Brother Kifa, likewise, bless him likewise. Help us to enjoy the service tonight, that everything that's going to be said and done, we're going to enjoy it and give you thanks and praise, because we love you and we thank you. Through your Son, Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yes, family. So we, as you know, over the years have been giving you all different updates to the times that we live. Some of you all have been also keeping up with the things that are happening around the world, watching, praying, just, keeping your family abreast of what's happening. As the Bible says, redeeming the time for the days are evil. And so tonight, hopefully, we are going to explore even further current events, and I believe Brother O'Shea probably got some video too, as he normally takes time to edit and put together a little clip so that we can learn something. And I hope that everything has been a blessing to you all thus far. in the name of our King. So without further ado, Brother Shay, let's get it started.
Yes, Mishpachah. Shalom again, shalom, and good evening. Welcome again. Now, when I was putting this class together, I was just looking at the times as Rebbe was talking about, and the deeper I dug in looking at this class, I saw the connection of how these heathens all are on the same path. Every time I open or turn a page or click a link or just kind of investigate more, they are all fine-tuned on the same page. It's like they have been doing this for generations. Way before I even came upon the scene, they were doing this, and they were trying their best to accomplish what we see today that's happening right now. And we're going to get into a lot of it. So I did a class a while back. It was called Revelation 9:1:1, and it was just from a different perspective of understanding how that all plays in. Well, this is from a different side that shows you the image of the beast and how we are actually living in a time where it's like you shake your head and you're like, man, you can't make any of this stuff up. It's right in front of you. It's prevalent. And they're telling you, see, before they used to try to hide it. Now they're not hiding it. They're just telling you straight out, this is what we're going to do. And this is why we're going to do it. And nobody can do anything about it. But the Most High says they will have that bold spirit like that because they have to do that in order for the fulfillment of our Messiah's words coming through. Okay. So tonight we're going to look at artificial intelligence, age of the beast, who is like, who is able? That's the question. We begin with Revelation chapter 17 and verses 13.
These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So when we look at it, it's telling us that a particular set of people will have one mind and they will give their power and strength unto the beast. All right, Psalms 83 and verses 5.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you.
And the whole plan, like I said, has always been there. We, for some people, we're like in a little bubble. If we're just paying attention to the things that are going on in the neighborhood, in the streets, and not on a global scale, you wouldn't see these things. But with social media now, allowing things to come on the scene much readily and much available as far as information wise, you are seeing it in every turn that you turn, you're seeing it. So it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. So when you look at it, these two verses, they correlate together. These and they, same people. They have one mind, and the one mind is what they have come together, having union to consult, okay? And they give their power and strength. That's the consent that they're given. And they are the confederate. I've always talked about these people being against Israel, and they have a sole purpose that they were designed for. And I'm going to prove it and show it to you that they are designed just to do what they're doing today. Okay. So it's no need to be upset or be frustrated. It's just for us to be aware, take care of our families, follow the Torah to the T. Okay. Pray for one another, and like the Most High says, occupy the time till he returns. But these things that we see are signs telling us that his return is imminent, okay? All right, so tonight's class, we will cover some interesting things concerning Revelation chapter 13 and the prophecy it holds. We will look at how it's all falling into place as of this year. Now, I'm not a prophet. I'm just looking at what the scripture says. I'm reading what the prophets prophesied, and I'm comparing to the times that we live in. And I'm just saying, look, this connects to this. Probably this is what this is saying. So let's be aware. Let's pay attention. Okay. So everything that I present tonight is research that I've done. I'm looking at the signs that I'm seeing, and I'm comparing all of these things.
Hey, Brother Shay.
Sure. Yes.
Oh, notice this, his face doesn't match his hands, huh?
His hands. Yeah, this is a current picture. This picture was taken what 3 days ago, the day he signed all those executives, the first day in office.
Yeah, he's nonstop signing. He got a whole box of pens, markers, and stuff. He's signing away. He's really signing away.
Usually what they do, and this is just actually this is what they actually do. In front of the public, he would sign some, but behind this, we've seen it stamped. He has his own presidential stamp already that is stamped, because he's not going to sit there and sign hundreds and hundreds of papers. But this is just for show. Artificial intelligence will play a very vital role in this system. So I'm going to say it again. AI will play a very vital role in this system. And I've done a lot of classes on AI, showing how demonic it is and the agendas that it poses. Now, they would always tell you, we have a good reason, we have good intentions, but the results always end up sour and for wickedness. And my understanding, there's a saying says, good intentions, what is it called?
The road to hell.
The hell is paved with good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of ponder and says, okay, my understanding of good intentions is applying the Torah, because that's a definition of good. But the way how the world sees it is they look for the good of humanity to say, okay, we're going to help the old lady across the street. We're going to try to cure cancer. We're going to feed the poor. Not understanding that if the Torah was applied, it covers all of those things. So they kind of have it backwards when they say that. Revelation chapter 13 and verses 4.
And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
This is the question, Mishpachah. Who is like unto the beast? And who is able to make war with him? Because when this power has been turned on, I would say, no one on planet Earth is going to be able to deal with this specific type of power, okay? And we will see why. We see some of the same lingo in the book of Daniel pertaining to the image in the book of Daniel chapter 3. Now, when you go through it, when you open Daniel 3, it talks about the image with the head of gold all the way down to the feet, right? Daniel 3 has a person who is given power to an image. That's the king. So King Nebuchadnezzar was given power. So he's like the example of a dragon in this case. He's given power to that beast who he created. He creates this image to be worshipped. When you read the story, he's saying, I create this image. When you hear the sound of the sackbut, right? The dulcimer, all these instruments, you know it's time to bow and worship.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, I think it'll be something a little different. And we'll have to see exactly how this image in the future that's coming here will want to be worshipped. And this image that Nebuchadnezzar had is an example of the beast that he made everyone bow to, okay? What's also interesting is that Nebuchadnezzar became an actual beast in the next chapter. Do you all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
After what he did, the Most High turned him around and made him literally, his claws grew out, his hair turned like fur. He was eating grass. So that's very interesting, okay? The only difference with this beast compared to Revelation is the image was given the ability to be alive. This is the difference, okay? The Nebuchadnezzar's image was just an image that people were forced to worship. With this image that's coming out, it will have the ability to speak, to move, to do magical, miraculous. That's the way I put it. Magical, miraculous displays before the eyes of all mankind. And what they have been doing for years now, I would say for the past 10 years, they have been fine-tuning and creating the sky show, the ability to have beautiful cameras. You know, when they have like 4th of July and New Year's and things, as of recently, the past, I think 3 years now, maybe 4, They've been using drones to do like a nice sky display that I think sometime in the news, I think just for January 1st, some drones fell out the sky and was falling on people because they had a malfunction. You can look it up and see. But they have the technology to deceive the masses, Mishpachah. So there will be no physical group or person who will be able to fight and overthrow or overcome the beast. Okay? The Most High is the only one that will have physical or will physically come and destroy the beast. This is what the prophets prophesy, and this is what the Messiah himself said. He will guide us through those moments and give us his protection when needed. So this is where, like last week, we talked about the different things that's happening. And I said, it's not for us to be afraid, but for us to be prepared and ready and available to serve the Most High. And he will protect us as of all the times he did in the past with our forefathers. We see it with Joseph, Abraham, Isaac, you name it. The list is long. So he will protect us. We have to do our part. Matthew 24:27.
As the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
That means quickly. That's just telling you that unaware, lightning flashes. You can hear the thunder rumbling. So you're expecting, okay, they might have some lightning. You don't know. It's cloudy, it's dark. And all of a sudden, boom, it strikes. And this is what he's saying. I'm going to come the same way how it comes from the east and it goes to the west. As fast as it does that is how I'm going to return. Okay. Daniel chapter 2, verse 34.
Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces.
So they've been talking for years about some big meteor supposed to hit Earth. But really and truly, this is the meteor that they're talking about. And if you watch the movies and stuff, they have all types of weapons they're trying to create to shoot down this stone that's supposed to come. And ain't nothing they could do about it. And they can try and leave the planet and go to the moon, to Mars, Venus, wherever. They can try and create a space station, all kinds of stuff they're trying to do. But the Most High already understand what will happen, and nothing that they do will prevent this. Nebuchadnezzar was the head of gold. And that first image was created during his reign. So when you look at Nebuchadnezzar's time, that was basically the captivity where Babylon was in charge. And he was the head of gold. Now, this future beast, Mishpachah, will be created during the feet mixed period. This is where we are. We're in the iron and clay, partly mixed. During this last kingdom, this is where we are right now. And this is where this beast is going to thrive, okay? All right, what is the definition of a beast? Just read the highlighted parts for me with the red.
It's a noun, any non-human animal, especially a large four-footed mammal. The crude animal nature.
All right, look, you go to the next one now.
All right. It says also a marvelous creature, a monster.
And this is what I want to highlight here, because we understand that you have several definitions or defining the word of animal or character. And in this case, it's not a physical animal, but it's the character of that animal that this image is going to portray itself as. Animal in nature. So understanding animal in nature, just like Nebuchadnezzar was, you have dealing with the elements, the ability to be monstrous and hideous. So you have to picture in mind the attitude, the type of behavior that this image is going to present itself. So the question, Mishpachah, who is the beast? Let me see in the chat. Let me see who's in the chat thinking, who is the beast? Anybody, just give me their thought process. Who do you think the beast is when it comes to Revelation chapter 13?
Well, there are so many different points of view out there, and you have the Christian eschatology that speaks of the woman as the Catholic Church and the nations of Europe as the beast. The woman is riding that beast. I remember watching, as you mentioned about science and magic. If you watch some of the Marvel comic animation, the cartoons, you'll find that this guy by the name of Tony Stark, which is Iron Man, is always saying that magic is science. Basically, magic is science.
And he's right.
It's another form of science, and he repeats this over and over, so they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Now in the chat, they're saying Esau system, one world government. Let me go back up here and see.
I mean, they are right. It's the system.
Yeah, Woodwoods system.
Everything is Esau anyway. I mean, even the woman that's riding the beast, that's Esau, right? That's the Gentiles. The beast is the Gentiles, right?
Now
it's all those who wield the power, and we don't have any power.
Yeah,
we're prisoners of war.
We are. We are basically headed into the digital prison. That this is where we're going to. Mm-hmm. All answers you give, Mishpaka, is correct, and I will explain that as we go through the lesson tonight. It goes in layers like an onion. Okay, like you have tracing paper, and you put it on top, and then it compiles itself to a complete picture. So all answers you give are correct. To answer this question, let's look at the character first, so we can better understand the nature and the purpose. Okay, so I put a little acronym together. Beast, B-E-A-S-T, blasphemous, evil, abominable, sinful, and terrifying. Now look at these pictures here. Does any of these people fit all of these things? Just think about it. Let's move on. All right, blasphemous. Go ahead and read that for me. The yellow part is the definition, but read what it is and then the definition.
Blasphemous. The beast will be blasphemous towards the Most High, Torah, and Israel. The act or offense or speaking sacrilegiously. Then you have E for evil. The beast is evil and is considered the greatest form, combining and displaying this trait of pure wickedness, anti-Torah. Then you have the definition is morally wrong or bad. Then you have the other acronym, which is A for abomination. The beast will be considered heinous, abominable because of its actions, nature, and desire to destroy that which is good by defiling and rebellion. And your definition for that is a thing that causes disgust or hatred. And you have the letter S for sinful. The beast is the definition of sin because it goes 100% opposite to righteousness and the Torah. It is the combination of all evil and the 50% of the tree of good and evil. And the definition that you have for sinful, wicked, and immoral, breaking of the law. The final letter for the acronym is T, terrifying. The beast is terrifying due to its nature to take life with pleasure without remorse, or regardless to any code of or honor, meaning no matter what side you're on, the beast will use you and destroy you. And your definition is causing extreme fear, terrifying, causing extreme fear.
So when you look at all of this, Mishpaka, this is the characteristic or the characteristic of this image that will be presented. He will be blasphemous because that's what it says. He will blaspheme against the Most High. He will go against what is written in the Torah. He's considered evil because he's portraying that pure wickedness that's in him. He'll be abominable because he will do things that discuss and defile what Torah speaks about, what life represents. And it's sinful. And I put 50% of the tree of good and evil because half of the tree is good and half of the tree is bad. So he represents half of that tree altogether. Okay. And he will be terrifying because, again, there is no, like, you work for the enemy and the enemy's going to take care of you. No, he's using you. He doesn't, they don't care about the souls or lives that are lost. So this is the acronym that I chose. Technology and artificial intelligence with the unlimited financial power to control everything and everyone is how Satan will make his final stand against the children of the Most High Israel. Okay. Revelations chapter 13 and verses 4 again.
It says, and they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
So we see that it's highlighted that Hashatan himself, that he is that dragon. He is that old serpent. He's the one that's going to give authority to this image. And how he's doing that? Well, over the years, and when we get to these slides later now, we'll see why I say this now. Over the years, he has been feeding the information to his workers, the Confederacy, on bringing it about to this moment in time. So over the years, they've been planning and creating this system by getting the knowledge and information, which today they call artificial intelligence, but before it was called something else, okay? So Satan gives this system his approval and all access to his resources to operate on his behalf. That's basically what he's doing.
May I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Those people had to be promised something for them to be so excited. We had a new brother in the chat. He mentioned about, I guess he took a course in AI, and the folks are so excited how it's going to be. Jason Pompey, okay. How excited the people are. They're looking for 2030 for everything to become a supercomputer. Now, I don't know if any of you all watched the speech Trump gave at the Davos, the European forum, right? And he was shutting the whole thing down. I mean, when he spoke with authority, and the people didn't have anything to say against him. He even spoke out against the guy who's in charge of Bank of America, and he says, "Hey, you need to stop what you're doing, blah blah blah." And y'all can check it out for yourself. But the point is that this guy, not like the others who tend to like negotiate and do 50-50. This guy, if this is what he wants, he's going to tell you exactly what he wants, and you got to do it. That's why this is a little different, and we got to pay close attention. As soon as before his feet hit the ground running, he was already, getting things together. So now, as soon as he says he swear, that was it. He's signing all these things. He's making things happen real fast, and he's not resting. So he's hurrying because the masters that control all of these powers that be has to complete this thing really, really fast, and we have to be ready for it. Right now, I think this president, and I've said it before, a lot of our people think I could move across to New Zealand. I can go far, far away. I'm not being affected. Brethren, if you listen to the way this guy is speaking and the respect that he's getting, he is moving things, right? The tariffs itself may be another form of causing all, great and small. So think about that.
Yep, we're going to see a lot of that as we go through. Again, Mishpachah, who is the beast? And I X out these people here on the pictures because it's not about a particular person, okay? Remember Revelation 17, verse 13, the first part says, these have one mind. So it's like a hive mentality. They have a purpose, and they are putting the pieces all together before they start the project up. Okay. The beast will be blasphemous, evil, abominable, sinful, and terrifying in its character towards our people who obey Torah and any other nation that defiles it, okay, or defies it. Now, I put any other nation because not everyone is going to agree with what's going on here, but for the masses and for the majority of them, a lot of them will accept what will come, okay? Some gladly and some will be forced to. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 5.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
Okay, we're gonna look at our first video here. And I have 3 videos to play for this part. Fair use, fair use.
Okay, let's talk about Google's brand new feature, Gemini Live, their big answer to OpenAI's ChatGPT advanced voice mode.
And this video is pertaining strictly to a mouth speaking. This is how the mouth was created, okay?
Look at Ashkenaz star in that thing.
Yes, it's all in there embedded. Now, they have conditioned us for the past, I would say, 10 years up to this point. And some of our Hebrews right now in the chat has Alexa, and give me some others, Google, Siri, and everything in their home. So they walk around and says, Alexa, put the light on for me. And I think it's cool, but they're being conditioned to speak to this system. And this system that we're talking to right now is the beginning of this voice. Let's watch and see.
Voice interaction.
How can I embarrass my sister during a wedding toast, but like respectfully?
Okay, here's the deal.
Think of it as having a real dynamic conversation with your phone. Google's been teasing this for months now, ever since their I/O 2024 developer conference. And finally, it's here.
Great, let's get going. Here's one of the voices I have.
If you've been keeping up with OpenAI's advanced voice mode for ChatGPT, which rolled out in a limited alpha recently, then you've probably been wondering how Google was going to respond.
And they update the systems in all your devices, every couple of weeks. And you don't know what you're getting. They'll tell you it's for this purpose or whatever. And they will give you nice little perks with it. Oh, you can get to do this. And it's cool. It looks cool. Trust me. Growing up when younger, you watched all the space movies and you're like, yeah, I want a cool computer. I want to be able to talk to my computer. You want a Knight Rider car. You could talk to your car, hear the music in the back. It
tends to appeal to the young, to the youth.
Yes.
The old heads don't, we see some of the things around the corner.
And then you get all excited for these things, but not knowing that you are the frog sitting in the water being boiled.
Well, Gemini Live is that response. So Gemini Live lets you have these deep, free-flowing conversations with Google's AI right on your smartphone. It's got this enhanced speech engine that makes the dialogue not just more realistic.
Our people would talk to the phone more than they would talk to the Most High. That's just sad. Most High's been there all his life. He give you everything, and you don't even think to pray when you get up in the morning. But first thing you do is Google, what's the weather today? Think about that.
But also emotionally expressive.
Here's one of the voices I have, but there are more to choose from.
Here's another voice I can use. You can pick me now and always make a change later in settings.
So the AI can pick up on your tone and pace and adapt its response.
They might have your voice in there, Rebbe.
Well, I won't be surprised. I mean, I've been teaching for years.
In the morning, Mishpachah, you just pick Rebbe's voice.
They'll put him to sleep.
Hi, Gemini. How are you doing?
Hi there. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. It's always nice to hear from someone. How can I help you today?
You can even interrupt it mid-sentence to ask a follow-up question or steer the conversation in a different direction.
And they always give you names to call that are like demonic names or names after their gods.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, that's a Greek. That Gemini is definitely a Greek.
Deity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you would in a real conversation with another person. Google's really been pushing the idea that Gemini Live is hands-free too. You can keep talking even if your phone's locked or the app's in the background. This means you could be doing other things while still chatting with your AI, multitasking to the max, right? Now, this could actually change how we interact with our devices. Up until now, voice assistants like Google Assistant, Siri, and Alexa have been pretty basic.
See, so to start off basic, so you can be like, what time is it? And they'll say, today it's 10 o'clock and it's 20 degrees outside or whatever. Now it's more advanced now. You won't have to say nothing first. It says, good morning, sir. It's 10 o'clock outside. It's 20 degrees and you should wear a coat. Like what?
Great for setting timers or playing music, but they're pretty limited when it comes to having a real conversation. They'll usually just direct you to a web page if you ask something too complex. But Gemini Live is designed to understand the context of your questions and give meaningful answers, even on more complex topics. You can ask it how the USA did in the recent Paris Olympics, and it'll give you a detailed answer. Or ask it for a diet plan, and it'll offer suggestions based on what it knows about you. And here's another cool thing. The architecture behind Gemini Live, which is powered by the Gemini 1.5 Pro and Gemini 1.5 Flash models, has a super long context window. What that means is the AI can remember what you've been talking about for a long time, theoretically, for hours of conversation. This essentially allows for more coherent and in-depth discussions without the AI losing track of what you were originally talking about.
I'm looking to run my first marathon and I really don't know where to start. What should I do?
That's an awesome goal. Training for a marathon is a huge commitment, so let's get you set up for success.
All right, let's talk about how you might actually use this in real life. Google gives this kind of funny example where you could use Gemini Live to rehearse for a job interview. I mean, it's a bit ironic, right? Practicing talking to an AI to prepare for talking to another AI hiring manager someday.
Confusion.
But in all seriousness, it could actually be really helpful. The AI can give you tips on what to say, how to say it, and even suggest skills to highlight.
All right, that's the first one. Let's look at the second one now. Continue here.
But that's just one scenario. You could also use Gemini Live for brainstorming sessions, asking for advice, or just having a conversation.
So you don't have to talk to no one else. Forget human interaction. Let's talk to the AI. He will give you sound advice. He will tell you exactly how to deal with your situations emotionally, spiritually, you name it. You don't need to listen to no one else. This is like this is the new Jiminy Cricket on the shoulder, basically.
I'm sure a lot of pastors right now, evangelists, are trying to figure out how they can make that the next prosperity movement.
Oh,
how to bewitch people in the next few years.
It's already happened, Rabbi. I'll share something later.
All right.
It's already been accomplished.
About something complex that's been on your mind. And because you can interrupt and redirect the conversation, it feels more natural and less like you're just waiting for the AI to finish its canned response. Now, Gemini Live actually doesn't have all the features Google teased back at I/O 2024. Remember when they showed off how Gemini could respond to images and videos you take with your phone's camera? Like you could snap a picture of a broken bike part and Gemini would tell you what it is and maybe even how to fix it. Yeah, that feature isn't available yet, but Google says it's coming later this year. So stay tuned for that. Also, right now, Gemini Live is only available in English and only to users who are subscribed to the Google One AI Premium.
Because this is all a test trial. And what they do is they put out, so when a person is manufacturing something, they would allow certain versions to come out first. And that is what you call a test product in different markets, and to see, okay, how do people respond to it? And then they will tweak it as they need to. And all the while they're doing that, they're making money off of it because they'll give me version 1, then version 2 next month, then version 3 6 months later. And before you know it, you're all invested, not realizing that you have been baited. They're slowly, bringing you in. And like I said, Mishpachah, some of the things are really good. You're like, yeah, I can use this. This can help me in my business. This can help me along my day. But you got to be careful on what you're indulging yourself in and know the risks and exactly what the bigger picture is. This is what I'm trying to share with y'all.
Plan, which by the way costs $20 a month. So it's not exactly cheap, and it's not yet available in other languages or on iOS, though Google says that's coming soon. But don't get too bummed out. There's a lot more coming that's actually pretty exciting. In the next few weeks, Android users will be able to bring up Gemini's overlay on top of any app they're using. So basically, while watching a YouTube video and holding down the power button, you'll be able to ask Gemini questions about what you're watching. Or better yet, generating images with Gemini and dragging them directly into your emails or messages. And speaking of images, while you can't generate pictures of people just yet, you can still create and use images for other things, like adding a cool background to an email. This might not seem like a big deal, but for those of us who use our phones for a lot of different tasks, it's a nice touch. Plus, Google is adding new integrations with its other services, which they like to call extensions.
Yep.
So soon you'll be able to ask Gemini to help with tasks in Google Calendar, Keep, Tasks, and even YouTube Music. For example, you could snap a photo of a concert flyer, ask Gemini if you're free that day, and then have it set a reminder to buy tickets. Or have it dig out an old recipe from your Gmail and add the ingredients to your Keep Shop.
It just makes people lazy. If you look at it overall, nobody wants to do nothing but just sit back and allow life to just pass them. No physical interaction, no physical work. They even want to speak. They just want to close out.
You get just gonna plug you into a juice box, an eternal juice box. You can be sucking in that thing for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Okay, so after hearing all this, you might be wondering if Gemini Live is worth it. From what I've seen and heard, it's definitely one of the most impressive AI features Google has rolled out so far. It's like they've finally cracked the code on making a voice assistant that's actually useful for more than just setting alarms or playing your favorite songs. But as always with new tech, the real test is going to be how well it works in the real world.
All right, you hear what it says. The real test is how it's going to work in the real world. So this Mishpachah, let me close this out. This is an example of what they're preparing to allow this image to be able to speak, okay? It says, and there was given unto him a mouth to speak. Remember, the image that Nebuchadnezzar had couldn't speak. It was just a standing image that was made of gold and silver and brass and stone and iron. This image is going to be a totally different image, okay? Again, the beast will be blasphemous, evil, abominable, sinful, and terrifying in its character towards our people who obey Torah. That's the key point I'm trying to bring home to y'all. And any other nation that defies it. Now, the last part of this here, read verses 5 again for me.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
So 42 months. That is basically what? 3.5 years, okay? 42 months is a prophetic number that gives us 3.5 year time frame, in which the beast system will have total power and control over the entire globe, okay? The number 40 signifies a period of hard times and trials, or number 40 itself, okay? 40 signifies, again, a period of time, hard trials. But before we continue, let's look at a few things to understand the overall picture. So I just grab a few things out of here so you can actually see how everything adds up. And it's like when you start from Genesis and you go to Revelation, you can actually start to see these things come to pass. You know, like when you just bought a vehicle, you bought a white pickup truck. And every time you go outside, everywhere you look, you always keep seeing a white pickup truck. You never seen a white pickup truck before. But because you own one now, you can start to see everywhere you turn, you see a white pickup truck. This is what I'm talking about. When you start to pull out certain things, you will start to see them reveal itself out of the pages and you will see it. So it took the Most High 6 days of creation and then 1 day to rest, which is a completion of what? 7 days, right? The law states that when you purchase a servant, the servant is allowed, you're allowed to have him for 6 years, and in the 7th year, he must be what? Freed, set free. Jacob worked for Rachel, what? 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been in 6 captivities, and the last one, which is the 6th one, and then our 7th time will be the day or the moment of rest, the period of rest, which is when our Messiah comes back. So 7 is a number of completion. So when you look over here, 3.5 years of false peace. When I say false peace, again, I'm not a prophet or anything. I'm just saying, from my understanding, we are in a period where the presidency is how much time? 4 years. But the last 6 months doesn't really count, really, because he don't really do anything, or she. That's basically what I'm looking at here.
That's
so you
right.
have 3.5 years of false peace, meaning we will have the ability to make some money, to travel and do things, but don't be fooled about those in those moments. This is when we're supposed to be preparing, saving, building, storing up stuff, studying, making sure that we are equipped and ready for the next 3.5 years that will be coming.
Yeah, that's usually the equivalency to college. The
Yes.
time to take vacation, the weekends or whatever, when you subtract the vacations, holidays and weekends and stuff, you end up with basically 3.5 years of work.
That's another example again. And you can see that in a lot of things that we do in life. It's always going to fall to that. I mean, you can look at Messiah reigned. Messiah's when he was on earth, here in earth and flesh.
3.5 years.
His ministry was 3.5 years.
Yep.
And there's so much more. We can keep digging it up. But I'm just showing you there's a reason for this.
Hey, there's a couple articles I sent you. One of them, the first one that I sent, is interesting. You don't have to read it, but you can pull it up so the Mashiach can see.
Okay.
And basically, is just showing you how the occult already is tapping into AI technology. You know what I mean? And then you'll see the occult. They already have embrace your inner witch with AI, now fluent in occult sciences, right? And the name, if you blow it up a little bit, you see the name of it is Minstrel or something like that. Make it a little bit bigger. I can't really see. Mistral. Oh, it's okay.
I make it bigger. I don't know why it does that.
Okay, just shrink it down just a little bit. Mistral, try, Meg, whatever it is. Anyway, so when you look at that family, they tell you it's a hybrid. It's a hybrid between 2 different gods: the Egyptian god and the Greek god that is merged together to form the name of this AI technology that helps them to bridge into the cult. Now, let's go to the other 2 articles. We're just going to look at the headline for the second one that I sent you, and then the third one is really where I want to focus on. Okay. So if you look at the second one, that one, it says how AI could unlock world peace. Mm-hmm. So this is back in 2019 that they're talking about using AI technology to scroll on just a little bit. Now
look at the soldier right there. That's a UN peacekeeper or soldier.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be your army right there, Mishpachah.
They said predicting where and when conflicts will escalate into war, or where food shortages may lead to famine and so forth. So they're going to use the technology. For them to be able to do this thing, they must have a central place. Mm-hmm. And Trump has made it very clear that they want to make America the hub of all AI technology, that this is why he's jumping ahead. Now, let's go to the third one. The third one, which I think is important to look at real quick, because it says a role for AI in peace building. Peace builders should harness technology for uses that range from monitoring ceasefire violations to online hate speech. Keep that in mind. So basically, for them to have peace, they need to utilize the technologies, the supercomputers, right?
Yep.
It can just whisk right through all your telephones, all your devices, wherever you are in the world, and single out where you are, what you're saying, what you're thinking. It gathers intel on a regular basis, right? And then it can identify who is against the beast and who is for the beast. Does that make sense?
That's right. That is right. They know exactly what they're doing. And excuse me, that's going to give you the ability to be monitored and not have any type of privacy. But that's what they're going to always tell you. They always says, well, you know, we have some type of a privacy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's look at Revelations chapter 11, verses 2 and verses 9. Let's start there.
But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. The holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
Now I'm just highlighting the 42 months in some of these verses, but this goes into a lot more. But I'm just in this particular verse, I'm just showing you the 3.5 years being highlighted here. Let's go to the next one.
Verses 9 says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
This is talking about the two witnesses at this point. Now, when you look at Revelation and you read it, it's like, again, it's layers upon layers. So this particular chapter would say this, and then when you go to the next chapter, it has pieces. When you put it together, it's telling you the same message, the same prophecies, the same thing that's going to lay out and happen according to how the Most High is revealing it to John, okay? So 3 days and a half is the same as 3.5 years. Daniel chapter 7, verses 25.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
That's the AI.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and dividing of time.
That's 120, that's 1260 days, 1,260 days, which is 42 months, which is 3.5 years, when you do the math. Daniel 9:27.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate.
Now, there's a lot to unpack from this, which we won't tonight, but I'm just going to highlight 1 week is what? 7 days. Half of 7 is what? 3.5. So the middle of the week is what they're telling you. The time frame, again, is 3.5 years. So it's saying the same thing in all the prophecies. Now, without getting into doctrines of numerology and gematria, because we don't practice that, that's of the occult and witchcraft, numbers play an important part in our everyday living and in the fulfillment of prophecy. So yes, numbers is important, but we don't go into it to study numerology or gematria or any of those things, because it will take you where you won't come back from, okay? Numbers give us a fixed time period of when something is to occur. Like the Most High says, on the 7th day, we do what? We rest. On the 1st of the what? We do this. On the 14th of this week. So it gives you a time period, a fixed time to say this is the time something's going to happen. And it's just for us to be able to know where we are in that moment, okay?
Hey, Brother Shay, you think, because, you know, growing up, you visit different churches and they have their prophecy books and things of that nature, their prophecy brochures or whatnot. And do you think that they could have ever imagined what we see today with artificial intelligence and the smart devices, whether it's your refrigerator, your TV, everything is basically smart, even your vehicles are smart? Because back in those times, they would talk about different things, but look at where we are today. Technology has taken people made this thing possible, right? Where we can see everything is coming to pass. And really and truthfully, family, there isn't going to be too many places we can hide at all. They got nanotechnology, nano.
Oh, yes, yes. Smart dust.
They can just blow that thing like dust on you.
Yeah.
Go into your body and rearrange, your system.
Yes. They cover every angles on that. And yes, Elder, go ahead.
As Brother Yana said, there's no way you can hide because, first of all, they already have all your information, your social security number, your address, everything is recorded in that system already. There's nowhere to hide.
Yep.
That's right.
So it's not about the hiding, Mr. Picard. It's about being prepared, okay? Let's read verses 5 again and then read verse 6.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Verse 6, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Elohim, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Imagine that. Bold and disrespectful. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Creator, and he blasphemed the Creator's name. That includes us because we carry his name, right? And his tabernacle, meaning his home, his dwelling place, and all that dwell in heaven. So all the hosts of heaven, he's saying your mother this and your father that and all kinds of different things. All the colorful words behind of it. This is known as a dictatorship, Ms. Paka. When you look at it, it's telling you that this beast that has all of this authority in him is operating on a dictatorship, and we'll see that, okay? Let's look at a video here. Let me pause here a minute. Let's check out this video. Now, before I play this video, let me play this one. This is just a short one to kind of show you how they all have the same spirit, Mishpaka. Esau has the same spirit no matter what generation they go in.
Hey, Brother O'Shea, real quick, do you know that the main people who are behind the development of computer science, right, technology, are mainly people from the East, Asians, mostly Indians, and that's the place where you find the most gods, right?
Yeah, they mentioned that in some of these videos that I can play later, how that they put the work out to these people because that's their strength, and then get that cheap labor from them, and they reap all the benefits and the reward because that's what Esau does. He rules with the sword. All right, let's look at this video. This is just show you that all Esau have the same spirit. Okay.
Our elections, the elections they come and go. Some
look at his hand gesture.
Important, some are not. But this one, this one really mattered.
Now I pause here. Now, why would he do this? I just shake your head. It's like, okay, again, the bold, wicked spirit that is upon these people. Okay, let's play.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Why would he do that? Okay, just think about it.
My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization is assured.
They all have the same spirit, okay? So it doesn't matter who you think that may be doing good. They all have the same spirit, okay? All right, let's look at this video here now. This is the power of AI. Let's look at this a minute. I have several videos that I have to cover.
Sam Altman is the ruler of Silicon Valley startups, and that's not me saying that. He thinks that.
I think the president of YC is sort of the unofficial leader of the startup movement.
YC is Y Combinator, a significant venture capital firm and tech incubator that Altman ran from 2014 to 2019. He'd originally connected with YC in 2008 when the firm funded his app Looped when he was
Bunch of soft nerds. Look at them.
19 years old and wore two popped collars. Looped was a common Silicon Valley story. They raised a ton of money, gathered a bunch of data, and got in trouble for texting everyone in your phone when you downloaded the app. Altman sold the company and it all but disappeared. Altman landed at Y Combinator, where he rose to president in 2 years. Under Altman's leadership, Y Combinator invested in massive companies most people have heard of, like Reddit, Airbnb, Coinbase, Dropbox, Stripe, Twitch, DoorDash. And
this shows you that they control everything. So you're thinking that, oh, this is a good application here. This application won't give my information out, but they're all connected, Mishpaka. It's just like the same person behind the scene just giving you, it's like a maze. They give you different doors to go through. You know, when you play Pac-Man, you have like 6 different exits, but you still have to run from the ghost. And that's basically what this is here.
Instacart. They say they want to make the world better and do it safely, but what does that mean to them? Most of what Altman talks about in regards to what OpenAI's products can do seems to center on productivity.
It's a lot like the famous line from The Wizard of Oz: pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. And a lot of what I have spent my time in talking about AI regulation is this: there is a man behind the curtain, or a series of men who are making decisions for their business advantage. And those are the things that we need to be regulating. Why are they moving fast to break things?
I mean, in the Altman clip from
why are they moving fast to break things? Notice what he said, okay?
Before, where he says the world ending thing, he literally says this right after.
You know, I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime.
This is 2015. This is the same guy, and you'll see later that Mr. Trump allowed to build this new device that we'll talk about later coming up.
But he just said, he said it's going to lead to the end of the world, right?
Yeah, listen.
You know, I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning. You know, I think AI will probably, most likely sort of lead to the end of the world, but in the meantime, there will be great companies created with serious machine learning.
They will have great companies created with serious machine learning. So you got to listen, read between the lines when these demons talk.
I named it OpenAI after open source.
There are bad humans, but all humans are within a magnitude are as powerful as one another. And the good humans band together to stop the bad humans. It's been that way through all of history so far. What if the bad humans are actually the people building the system?
Stargate is a massive new AI infrastructure project that brings together President Donald Trump, SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, Oracle's Larry Ellison, and OpenAI's Sam Altman.
Now you see that right there, right? So I'm gonna pause the video here because we have more to cover first before we get to this point. So let's pause it a minute. We'll come back to that. And I'm going to show you some things that all lead up to this point, okay? All right, let's get back over here. So remember dictatorship, okay? This image that is given this power and this blasphemic voice is ruling for dictatorship. Now, this shows the power of change and removal of the law completely. A globe without Torah. So this picture, close your mind, sit back, and think of a world without Torah. That's basically what we live in. But imagine it where it's now on full display. Remember, a world without Torah is what? A wicked, chaotic place. Proverbs 29 and verses 2. Read that for me.
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Judges 17 and verse 6.
In those days, there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
So the no king refers to there's no law. Because with a king, he's going to bring you law and order, and he's going to show his authority in righteousness, and the earth and the people will rejoice. But because there's no king, every man did what was right in his own eyes. That own eyes is equivalent to wickedness. That is basically no law. Do what thou wilt, do whatever you want to. There's no law. This is why in Christianity, they have been pushing the no law rule for a while now. And the generations coming after that now is growing up saying there's no law. And we can see the result of having no law. It's a perverse and wicked generation. Now, the righteous can only be in authority if Torah exists and is established. Is that true? Right. We can only rule if there's Torah. And this world that we're going into will not have any Torah in it. Thank you. This will be considered the beginning of sorrows. So the question is, the beginning of sorrows? Revelations chapter 13 and verses 7.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
That's a lot of power. That's a lot of power that's given to this particular image. It's given to this beast. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Now, make war refers to finding fault with all Israelites. In other words, the hunt of Hebrews went out as the same decree that Haman's spirit incited. And we'll see that there in a minute. So when it talks about, and power was given of him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, it's like a decree going out, a mandate, an executive order. And you see over here, the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, is considered the world court. That means if they want to have anyone on trial from anywhere that broke some international law or did something egregious as far as genocide or something in war crimes, they come to this court, and the heads of the leaders of each country sit down and they mandate whatever punishment to that person or group or whatever it is. This is going to be the main court that's going to be jurisdiction over all of the world. So yes, you're going to still have your smaller courts wherever you are, but when it comes to this power here that we're reading about, it's going to turn to this court that we will be talking about in the future, okay? And this will be considered the most powerful court in the world. It says the United States Supreme Court is the most powerful court in the world because, again, like I always say, the US runs the world currently until they turn that power over to that image. And we will see that here. Let's look at Esther chapter 3, verses 8, 9, 10, 13, and 14. And then I will comment after.
And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of your kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. Verses 9, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Verse 13, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, to take the spoil of them for prey. And a copy of the writing, verses 14, and a copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day.
So, Mishpachah, this decree went out to all the land because at that time, King Ahasuerus was, this was during the Persian captivity. And he, just like how the head of gold was Babylon at that time, this was another kingdom that came after that was in power over all the earth. Okay. And it says their laws are diverse from all people, meaning our Hebrew Torah laws are different from the rest of the nations out there. Neither keep they the king's laws. We don't follow Christmas and Easter and all these other things. We keep the Shabbat day, the feast days. We honor our Father. We dress the way we're supposed to dress. We have a specific diet. We love and respect the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. But in the eyes of the other nations, they don't follow that. So we come off as being strange to them. Okay. Verse 9 says, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. So Haman and his wicked self, and he's also a part of Esau's lineage. He says, let it be written. In other words, put out a mandate, put out a edict from the king itself. I want you to put out an executive order that all Israelites will be destroyed. Jump down to verses 13 says, and the letters were sent by post unto all the kings of the provinces to destroy and to kill. This is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to contact all of the subservient kings under the main image of the beast, and they're going to put out this decree saying anyone who is caught keeping the Shabbat days, following Torah, you will be destroyed.
Hey, Brother Shay, I don't know if the Mishpachah saw this in the news, but it was published, I think it was yesterday or early this morning, where it was said that this new administration is going to check on Prince Harry's admittance into this country to find out if he had any drug use and if there was any drug issues associated with him. They're gonna deport him back to England. Then there's today the ICE, right, went out. That's the immigration services went out and started to arrest a lot of people and is making good on their promise. So basically what we're looking at is they're shown their strength. They're showing the ability to fulfill what they say they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
So just keep that in mind, family. Let's keep that in mind.
And the scary thing about this is when all of this is put together, the amount of power and availability that they can do these things swiftly, Mishpachah, is going to be like, wow. So it will, come to such amazement when you actually see how quickly they can get from point A to point B, spread information, and get things done. And you'll see, you'll see. And so again, it says verse 14 talks about the copy of the writing. Again, that's when you go back one slide, it says here, a decree, a mandate, or executive order. And this is what we're talking about here. That went out of a writing for a command to be given in every province. So no matter which part of the country you are, if you're down in the islands, up in the mountains, somewhere, to be published unto all people that they should be ready against that day. But just like this happened, Mishpachah, remember, the Most High made a way for this not to occur. So this will happen, but guess what? It wouldn't affect us in that way where they will come and destroy us as a people. The Most High is going to protect us the same way how he did in this moment here. Matthew 24, verses 21 and verse 22.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world. To this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, Those days shall be shortened.
And that's why it says, thank you, Abba, for shortening days. Because just for our sake, Mishpachah, he made the days shorter. Because if he didn't do that, it says, no flesh would be what? Saved. Mankind would destroy them own self. You just hear Ottoman or whatever it is his name is says, when we create artificial intelligence, it will be the end of the world. That's what he just said.
Yep.
So they know what they're doing. They're bringing destruction. So Al-Masih was saying, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world. So the first tribulation that happened was in the first world. I call it the first world, meaning during Noah's time, when the earth was destroyed and all that wickedness happened. Then it was restored again. This is where, as such as was not since the beginning of the world. So we will never experience this again, Mishpachah. This is going to be such a terrible time to experience. But you know what? I find the excitement in it because I know it brings our Messiah back. So I can find the peace in that. This is how you know that you are on the right path. If you find yourself being worried about the future, something is wrong. We shouldn't be worried. We should be concerned on how we navigate through it with our families, but not worry because the Most High already has his plans in order already.
Hallelujah.
Verses 8 of chapter 13.
And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life, of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world.
So this is the key here. We have to make sure that our name is found written. And we have ample of examples. We've done lots of classes trying to prepare us for this moment that our names will be found written in the book of life, not in the book of Nag Hammadi. Give me some books, Rebbe. The book of the dead.
There's a whole lot.
There's a whole lot of books that Hebrews find themselves caught up in, not realizing that there's only one way, Mishpachah. And it doesn't involve emotions or trying to figure out some mathematical equation. It's just keep the commandments and love your brother. This is the whole duty of man. So this is very serious. This goes over the heads of the majority of our folks reading this. What this is saying is only righteous Israelites, those keeping Torah, which names will be written, are the only ones that will not worship the beast. So I know I'm gonna make sure myself and my family keep the Torah, so we won't end up worshiping the beast. Meaning, if we don't stay in the Torah, we will find ourselves involved in heathens' business. Meaning, we're gonna find ourselves taking the mark and bowing down to this image because we're not staying prevalent in Torah. Okay. Verses 9.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
If you have an ear, pay attention and listen. Because the words that are coming out is, thus saith the Most High. He's speaking. And you can see the picture here. It says, your ear is a womb. Is that true? What you listen to will eventually be conceived and born into your reality because you're bringing this stuff into you. Choose carefully what you listen to. Not every voice you hear that sounds soft and sweet is going to bring life to you. Okay, it might be some sodomite trying to whisper to you. You don't want those soft voices in your ears. But you need to listen and pay attention and learn to hear the voice of the Most High. And when I say hear the voice of the Most High, it's talking about his words. Because any of us who is speaking his words, that's his voice that's speaking. Not me, not Rabbi, not another brother or sister. It's the Most High that's speaking. We're just relating. Don't shoot the messenger. Just listen to the message. Deuteronomy 31, verses 11 and verse 12.
When all Israel is come to appear before Yahweh, your Elohim, in a place which he shall choose, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and your stranger that is within your gates, that they may hear, and that they may learn, and fear Yahuwah your Elohim, and observe to do all the words of this law.
So when the word Mishpachah is being read, we need to listen, we need to learn. We need to fear, meaning to be obedient, observe it, and we need to apply it to our lives, okay? Because we need to be ready for when this beast unleashes.
That's right.
Revelations 13 and verse 11.
And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Now look at this, another beast. So you're saying, wait a minute, we're just talking about this one beast, and we haven't even finished with this one beast. But another beast coming out, it came out of the earth, meaning from among the nations, and it had 2 horns. So this 2 horns represents a new upcoming power of governance. So it's not saying that this beast that's coming up is going to overpower the other one. It's just saying that when this beast is in power, here comes another one that's doing the bidding of the first beast. And we're going to see that. But it gives us some more information. It says, like a lamb, 2 horns like a lamb. So it's going to be Christ-like. It's going to have some power, but the power is going to be kind of young, you know. A lamb's horn is small. It's not big like a ram that has that well-developed strength that you can come and give you some impact. But it has enough power that it can poke you a little bit, okay? And he spake as the dragon. So the doctrine that he's speaking is the same wicked doctrine that is being pushed. But this is from another point or another angle to maintain that distraction and that deception. All right. So you see this small Christ-like looking creature here with the small horns. It's a government system, two sides of the government. And it's going to declare a universal declaration on human beings, on mankind. So pay attention to those things. Verses 12 and verse 13, and then we're going to check out some other videos here.
And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him.
See, so he's doing the same thing to other beasts. So there's no difference. Continue.
And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
And this is very interesting. I'm gonna share something with y'all shortly. Again, I'm not a prophet. I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm just showing you what I find. You connect the dots. You say, this makes sense, Brother O'Shea, or this doesn't make any sense. And we'll see, okay? Verse 13.
And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
In the sight of men, this particular beast who was wounded is going to do great wonders, which cause all of the earth. Now, let me go back one slide. So this little beast here is going to be a powerful figure that's going to do the will and the bidding of the first beast. Now, I asked the question, what or who is the beast? And I'm going to answer that question at the end. Now, in the chat, some of you all answered correctly. Again, it's a combination of a lot of things, but there's one particular answer that covers all of it. And this small beast right here that we just reading about, that was deadly wound was healed. He is working to bring this beast dominant power, okay? And we're going to see that. So technology, let me read this first. Technology powered by artificial intelligence will give these powers the ability to be like the Most High. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a question in the chat. Do lambs have horns? Excuse me. Do lambs have horns? And Brother Michael says no, but they're interested enough. There is a particular type of lamb, kind of lamb that do grow some horns. They're not big horns. Do you want to know what the name of it is called? It's called Jacob sheep.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, isn't it? Jacob sheep.
Brother Michael says lambs don't have horn. Well, lambs wouldn't have horn, but as they grow to become males, the male ones, the horns start to come out. So this is what this is referring to here. That power.
Yeah, but this particular breed, if you pull it up, it's called a Jacob.
Yeah,
And the reason why it's called Jacob is because it has 4 horns.
Yes. You want me to show them a picture?
Yeah, you can pull it up so you can see
Show them
it.
a picture of it.
And why would Jacob's sheep have 4 horns? Who who can tell me why that is?
Oh boy.
For those who like to fight. Yeah, the wives, the 4 women. That's right. Yep, the 4 women. Y'all see it. Look at the third one.
They all have 4 horns. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Here, see the 4 horns?
Yeah, 4 horns. Uh-huh.
You have two on top right here, and 2 on the bottom.
Jacob sheep. Not Esau, Jacob sheep. Okay.
Right here. See, Mr. Picard? All right, let's move on. Yes, Ema, go ahead.
Going back to the picture there with the
You want me to go back to the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, go back to the picture. All right, here you go.
Not this picture. The one I had before with the lamb on the
Okay, so go back to the slide. Okay.
slide. Okay.
All right, let's go back to the slide. This little lamb here.
Yes, because how I think about it concerning the concerning the time with the lamb, they have the 2 horns and the 2 powers. They were dealing with not dealing with America 250 years, I think they say, as a new nation that arise up from among the people. And the 2 horns representing the 2 the Senate and the
Republicans,
right.
Congress.
Oh, that is usually what we find a lot of the churches say. It's the Democrats and Republicans, and that can be true to some extent. When we look into digging into the information about lambs having horns, and what we find is that they mentioned the Jacob sheep having 4 horns, right, or having horns as lambs. But the interesting piece about this riddle is, although the Jacob sheep has 4 horns, the lamb in this instant has 2 horns. When you really look at it from a biblical standpoint, the book of Ruth said that these 2 build a house. Let this child be this woman is as Rachel and Leah, which 2 build the house of Israel, right? And so you don't really find it mentioned in the Torah or the scriptures, prophetically speaking, even in that sense, about 4, but it's also mentioned about 2. But Jacob did have 4, but those 2 other women was under the power of the main wives, the Rachel and Leah. I think y'all remember the story. So it really comes back down, when you think about it, back to 2. So lambs do have horns, but the Jacob breed is the one that has the horns as a lamb, and the Jacob has 4, but technically speaking, the extra 2 is under the power of the 2.
True, yes.
So it comes back in full circle, I would say.
Yep. All right, let's look at this video here. I got 2 short videos to look at and then move on. I think I'm gonna have to do a part 2 on this, because I haven't hit the meat yet.
Oh, meat, that time.
Yeah, I'll take my time, because there's a lot. I'm telling you, Mr. Kai, I started to research a lot of this, and the deeper I dug, the more connected they all are. It's like digging up the dirt and seeing the roots under there. It's like, wait a minute, this tree's over here and that tree's way over there, but they're holding hands together and drinking from the same water.
Yeah.
Healthier. They improve our
started back.
They make us healthier. They improve our well-being. And they actually affect our behavior. If you see me walking up and down this stage, the reason I'm doing it is not to pretend I'm thinking about something profound, is actually I'm in a Fitbit challenge and I'm trying to get some points. So wearable devices and smartphone apps actually change our behavior and they enable healthier lifestyles. In fact, already for a product that was relatively young, 1 out of 10 Americans are already wearing fitness activity trackers.
Yep. See, so they condition you to get used to devices, and they would say it's for good causes. You know, check your blood pressure, help you maintain your weight, you know, keep track of certain things. But that is just to get you comfortable for what is to come. Okay.
And by harnessing and sorting individual data, healthcare can be more personalized, democratized, and much more effective.
Now, why would you say it could be more democratized? See, they just sneak certain things in there when they're saying to show you how they want to control everything down to the letter.
And for just pennies, that brings technology to everyone, anywhere. Sensors, smart apps combined together to help combat cancer, diabetes, and Alzheimer's.
And they're the ones causing all the problems. So they'll create all the mess and they come and say, we have a solution.
They play the music and they dance it.
Yes, Ella, they play the music and dance it. That's right.
My mom got Alzheimer's. She suffered for 15 years before she passed. And in that time, let me tell you, she started not recognizing people. And I would have given anything for facial recognition technology, which would have helped her.
Is that true? Would facial recognition software help a person with Alzheimer's? That's right, they're gonna still forget. So they will tell you, this is the problem, this is a solution here.
For technology which would have helped track her when she wandered away. These are important things, and we have to balance some of the policies that are coming out, and the people are saying facial recognition technology violates my privacy. We have to balance facial recognition, voice analysis, and other facial voice recognition technology, stress detectors, facial microchip technology. All these technologies are available and coming and getting better, and they're making the world safer. And of course, we have to balance them against privacy concerns.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Bakar, in the chat. All of y'all that are here tonight, and for those who will be watching later, do you sit down at home and think of ways like how these people actually think? Like he's talking about facial recognition and this and that. Do you sit down and think of how can I create these things? Is that part of your day? Do you lay on your bed at night and try to create these things in your head?
No.
This is just another thing that the devil has for his people doing. The crafty consideration, counsel, ways of thinking. Only evil continually is what they do. How to conquer and how to destroy. That's all these people ever do.
Whether cars are going to be able to collect information on their temperature, whether their windshield wipers are moving, whether they just hit a pothole, even whether they hit a car accident, and they're going to be able to immediately share that information to the cars behind them.
Be ready for the digital prison, Mr. Carr. You think you're in prison now?
Hey, I saw a commercial where they were showing you, I think it's the Bosch, one of those wipers, right?
Uh-huh.
The new technology that they have, the people that were behind the wheel driving, you know, in the rain and all that stuff, their eyes look like serpent's eyes. Saying that how the wipers allow them to see in the dark. That's occult
seeing
right there. Yeah,
to be able to see in the dark.
Yeah, and you see the eyes were glowing like serpents.
I have to check that one out.
By avoiding accidents, skidding, all sorts of things. And first responders could come upon a car accident and immediately know the occupants in it, whether they're alive and what their health condition is. Does this violate privacy?
Yes.
No, this helps create information and save lives. It's very important. So we need to continue to pursue public policies and protect our safety and fundamental rights.
Romans.
It's always in the name of safety and health.
Romans. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they love that.
Showing all these green
I don't
shoots of
see. I don't
innovation.
see. Hold on. I don't see anyone from Nigeria standing there giving all of this lectures and stuff. It's always the same set of people that's bringing up all this safety and
they'll show the pictures of our people or other nations, you know.
To thrive. We need governments to let the marketplace work instead of trying to force fit old rules that hamper entrepreneurs and innovation, whether it's in healthcare, digital health, agriculture, communications, or even the ability to educate more broadly. The age of intelligence and data is totally going to allow us to improve lives on a...
He says the age and intelligence of data. Let me go back a little bit. This is what he say.
And data is totally going to allow us to improve lives on a scale that we have not seen before.
On a scale that we have not seen before. So let me pull this aside a minute. Let's go back here a minute. Let me go back a few slides. And it says, such as was not since the beginning of the world. Okay, just remember that as we listen to some of these people's crazy creations that they have. Let's continue.
The technologies you see on the CES show floor this week not only hold the promise of making our lives better, they hold the promise of making our world better for us, our children, and our children's children. We have a bright future in front of us. They make us healthy.
All the lies that he's just spitting right in front of your face. Let's look at this other video here. Let's look at this other one right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president and CEO of the...
Fast forward a little bit. This is a fun video. All right.
Welcome to CES, the world's gathering place for all who thrive on the business of consumer technologies. This is our biggest ever event. What a footprint. 2.4 million net square feet of exhibit space. And as we saw already twice last night, keynotes that are going to blow your socks off. And you'll see innovation after innovation. You'll see self-driving cars, robotics, 3D printing, digital health and fitness devices, biometrics, and drones. You'll see advances in 4K Ultra HD, high-resolution audio, virtual and augmented reality, and of course, the connected home. It's all part of the consumer technology ecosystem. If it's part of it, you'll find it here. But what we're up against and what we deal with is old rules that impede innovation. That not only hurts innovators, but they block a safer world.
So the old rules is the way how things used to be. So they're going to get rid of all of that stuff and have a new world without Torah and the ability to do whatever you want to do. Whatever your mind can fathom or think about, virtual reality will bring it to you. Okay?
A world of competition and choice. Our job at CTA is to defend disruptive industries against burdensome rules and entrenched incumbents.
So burdensome rules point to the rule that the Most High is giving order and structure. They don't want order and structure, but they always want to compete. That's the Greco-Roman mind frame.
Recently, we launched something called the Disruptive Innovation Council.
That don't even sound right. They just launched the Disruptive, play it again.
Called the Disruptive Innovation Council. Our challenge here is to ensure that new competitive industries can rise up and be created, because new entrants are important to our economy. They create jobs, they improve lives. And innovation, of course, changes everything. What you see as you walk through the entire CES floor is you see products that are solving real world problems.
So that's what they're going to tell you. They're creating all these things to solve real world problems when they're the ones creating the real world problems. Yeah, that's what they're doing. All right, let's continue on here. So the beast will have the ability, Mishpachah, to see all and seem to be everywhere. So they have the you know how you would say the Most High is all knowing, all present. He can see everything. He's everywhere. This is what the beast is trying to be like, the Most High, okay? The devil wants to be everywhere. So they're going to power this ability through surveillance and artificial intelligence. Now, this is the guy, the other guy that we're going to see that President Trump partner with, okay? His name is Larry Ellison, predicts the rise of modern surveillance state where citizens will be on their best behavior.
That's
so
crazy.
Just like how China was given the example of, what's that called again? The social status system or whatever they have over there. This is what they're going to be patterning after. So don't think that there is an actual war between the countries itself. But these men sit at the table together and they hash out, I want you guys to practice, try this out. Okay, we can do this over here. We have the ability to do that. Yeah, citizens point systems. And based upon your score, how good you are, if you didn't violate anything or go against any laws or whatever it is, you get points. If you do, points are taken away, and it's a whole bunch of craziness. So what he's saying here, Mr. Kai, is that people are going to be forced to be on their good behavior because Big Brother, you ever heard, you heard that term back in the 80s and 90s, Big Brother is going to be watching you, but it's more even closer than you think. See, because they condition us to have these smart devices that have the biggest and baddest cameras on it. And we're always updating our Instagram, our Facebook, you name it, Twitter, and whatever else is out there. We gladly give information away. Take pictures and videos of everything you do. Wake up in the morning, it's me brushing my teeth, selfie, and you post it. And before you know it, all your information is out there. So they know exactly your behavior. It says citizens will be on their best behavior, right down here, because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that is going on. This is what Ellison said in an hour-long question and answer during Oracle's financial analyst meeting last week. Okay, this is just last week he put this out, and just this week he signed an agreement with President Trump to bring in this new Stargate project that we're going to talk about just now.
Yeah, the first thing that Trump did, as everyone can see it, he surrounded him. He went to all the tech oligarchs,
all the rich people,
and like the movie Godfather, you have the Don Father. The Don Father was in his room. Mar-a-Lago, whatever you call it. Everybody, yeah, go to him, and kiss the ring and so forth, and that was it. And then you see all those guys together in one room. There were some video clips showing that these guys were glitching out. I don't know if you remember seeing that. Elon Musk, his eyes was glitching, and the other guy, Bezos' eyes was glitching.
A lot of them,
Good stuff was happening. And then there was a clip showing one of Trump's sons was doing the Illuminati symbol, and somebody whispered in his ear, and he changed his hand up the same time too. So there's a lot of things happening, and it's not happening like over a period of time like you normally see. It's happening like today. About 100 things are happening in 1 hour. It's how fast everything is going, Mishpaka.
1 hour.
You might go to sleep and wake up. He signed like 1,000 executive orders. They're moving fast, really fast.
Now I'm gonna ask this another question because I've let me see. Not Reagan. I've been with Clinton, Bush, the first Bush, Clinton, the next Bush. Who was next after Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, then what? Trump
and Biden, and then
Biden, Trump again. Okay, so that's what, 6 presidents, something like that. So I was born a certain time. I've been through some presidents. But the question I want to ask Mr. Picard, for those of you who are up in age, all the presidents that you have witnessed and experienced for American country and even to other countries out there. Have you ever seen a president or leader do what Donald Trump is doing today? Telling you this is what we're gonna do, and I already started before I even got in. Here, sign, 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 sign. Let's go. I've never seen anyone do that.
Never seen it before.
They will get into office and they will take a week to shake hands and travel, and then they will sit down and say, "Okay, what's in the agenda? This, okay, I wanted to do this. Let's start this." He was talking about doing it even before he was running for it.
Yeah, while he was, as soon as he got the swearing in, the man on the stage had a little desk set up and was signing the stuff right on the spot. We have never seen this before. We have never seen this before by any president at all.
Mm-hmm. Revelations 13 and verse 14. Let's read that.
And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So we just read that this particular beast that is going to be in power is going to be wounded. It says he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those, I call it magical experiences, because to me, miracles deals with things that the Most High does. And I understand it's just a word, but they deal with magical stuff. Just like how Pharaoh, when Moses put the rod down, Pharaoh come with his folks and couldn't change anything. With all the magic and power you have, why you have to do the same thing he's doing? Why you couldn't do create something different? Yes, Allah.
Yeah, you just said about the beast was wounded. Our president, when he was on the stage, they shot him on his head.
Mm-hmm.
And he get up and he strap out his hand. He power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he get up. Now what happened now? He healed.
It's a good point, Elder. Do you have the clip for that, Brother Shay?
Well, we can cover that just now.
All right, great.
Well, didn't the Messiah tell us that someone will come and try to deceive the elect? He did. He said it right here. And Yeshua answered. Go ahead and read it for me.
And Yeshua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Because Mishpachah, it has already been written and established from the beginning. So he's telling you, don't be deceived. You're supposed to be wise enough and smart enough to be prepared and attentive. In other words, don't be the 5 foolish that wait till the last minute to come knocking on the door to beg for things and help. We're telling you what is happening because the Bible is telling us what is happening. So let's see. Look at this picture. Again, I'm not a prophet. I'm just telling you what they say. And I'm going to play a video here in a minute to show you some other things. This guy here, you make an image. This is very important to keep your eyes upon. When we see an image is created to commemorate a person who was wounded but lived, it will be a key indicator of prophecy fulfilled. Now, I'm not saying this is what this is, but I'm saying this is very important and very interesting. This is Donald Trump down here, like Ella was just mentioning, raising his hand, pumping, saying, fight, 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 whatever he said. He said, God wants me to save the world. This is out of his own mouth right here. This man down here made a statue commemorating him. Isn't that very interesting, Mishpachah? I'm going to pull up a clip while we look at that. I'm going to play this. Let's look at this here. And let's look at that, okay? So again, I'm just putting the pieces together. You tell me if I'm going crazy or not. Okay, is Brother O'Shea nuts or something? Let's see.
Attention. Last night at the end of the program.
All right, so pause it right here. So this is true news, and this gentleman is highlighting something because, you know, not only me, but other people in the world read the same book I'm reading, and they look for certain key clues, and this is one of the things that stood out, and he's highlighting and saying, hey, this gentleman mentioned this in his speech, This is very interesting. Now let's listen.
On for decades. I mean, the purpose of the World Economic Forum was to bring about, essentially, it started to make Europe an economic powerhouse.
Right. That's the middle name, economic.
Yes.
But have we been to a couple of these WEF conferences? There's very little talk, really, about
the economy. It's really about global socialism.
Yes.
I'm going to reiterate the prediction I made last night at the end of the program. I believe the World Economic Forum is going to die.
After that, yes.
May not be an immediate death.
If I went too far.
Maybe a slow death. But
pause it a minute. Did I go too far? Yeah, I think I went too far. Let me see. Let's go back here.
Thought you had the clip.
No, I couldn't get it. It won't allow me to get it. Let's start here. I'm sorry, I went too far. All right, let's listen again.
no, they lost. And Mr. Trump's movement won, and it's on the move. This is True News for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Let's begin our analysis and commentary of today's news by examining this headline published by London's Telegraph today. Trump sparks fear and euphoria among the global elite.
Now, is that true, Mishpaka? Yeah. Trump sparks fear and euphoria among the global elite. Sounds like a little powerhouse, right? Okay.
And don't you like that image that they posted up there? You know who that is, just by the profile there, towering over the mountains of Davos there.
Yes. So, Doc, we were there. You and I were there the first time Donald Trump showed up at Davos.
Yes.
We witnessed it. And our team, we didn't know what door he was coming through.
Right.
And so we split up and we all went different directions.
Yes.
With cameras like, okay, we'll have somebody at various doors. Well, he happened to come through the door I was at, in the room I was standing in. And he walked in. I would say there were, probably escalator. Everybody, a lot of people stretching their necks to see the man they hate.
Yes.
And a man in front of me, I don't know who he was. He turned and looked at me and laughed, smiled. I said, it's true, isn't it? I said, everybody here has been saying nasty things about him. And yet there he is going up the escalator.
Right.
And the whole room is quiet watching him. Okay. Now that was 2018.
Right.
2020, we were there.
Yes.
And we watched him basically tell the European business elite, I'm going to take your jobs from you. I'm going to move them to America. I had dinner last night. I forget how many, 20 or so CEOs of European. Remember that?
Yes.
He said, I had dinner last night with, I think it was like 20. Didn't fly to Davos. He spoke by video. And it was an amazing performance.
It was. I watched the whole
You
thing.
watched the entire thing?
I did, yes.
Before we get to this, I want to show you a video that came out yesterday. This is, I think the gentleman's name is Gunther.
All right, now watch this part here now, Mishpaka, because we just showed. Let me go back here. You see this right here, right? All right, let's listen to this part here now.
Who was the gentleman? I don't know who the speaker was. He's on a panel at World Economic Forum, and he described Donald Trump as a dead man who rose from the dead.
Yes.
Here it is.
Trump has done something no person in the world has ever done before. A dead man, a dead politician has risen. Somebody who 4 years ago at Davos, he's buried, dead politically, known to me. He's now returned. This is the greatest comeback in political history of a politician. And then, therefore, he thinks he can do anything.
We need to also factor in not only who's won, which is Trump, but who's lost, which is to say us. And I guess I would throw into that the epitome of the us who is losing here is Europe.
Now, you hear what he said, right? He was once dead, and now he's back. Doesn't that lingo sound like what we're reading here, Mishpachah?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I understood that they're wrong?
Yep. Wounded to his death. He lives, right? Mm-hmm.
All right. Look at this. Donald Trump, the man who would be what? King. This is what is written about him. Over here is a book. I find this very interesting. President Donald J. Trump, the son of man, the what?
The Christ.
This is what they're calling him.
Mm-hmm. And it's in red too.
Now, is this the small little lamb, like lamb with the horns? Is this what this is? That is going to demonstrate and give this image the power? Think about it, Mishpachah. Okay. In the middle here, and I'm just going to pull this up real briefly. This is his royal lineage. All right. So it tells you, let me put this in the chat. Y'all can check this one out here. So copy. When you get a chance, go look at this here. He is of royal blood. Okay. Donald Trump is related to most Icelanders and Danish and Norwegian royalty. And it gives you the long list right down here. See right here? All the dukes and the princesses and King George I.
Yep, Esau.
All of Esau's children. See, all the way down, Denmark.
Yep.
The same Denmark that he's trying to do what?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it was in the news even today where they said that there was, I think it's the Netherlands or something is shook up. And I sent you, I think I sent you the
yeah, I have it here. Let me pull it
the
up.
link. You can probably pull that up. They're all shook because of what he said. This guy picks up the phone. He tells him, listen, if you put $2 on the table, I want 10. He's running off to 10. If you put 6 billion, I want 10 billion. Whatever it is, he says he spoke to the sheiks. The sheiks put 600 billion. He says, listen, just make it $1 trillion and we'll be cool with that. And there was a guy who, one of the technocrats that came out and says, you know, I put $1 billion on a table to take care of some business. Trump says, hey, right in front of the guy, why don't you just make it 2? The guy walked back to the mic and says, okay, I'll make it 2.
That's what you call a Don.
Now look at this article. It says Denmark in crisis mode after horrendous phone call from Trump demand to buy Greenland. What's the date on that, Brother Shea? What's
this
the date?
is January 24th, 2025 at 9 p.m. GMT.
Okay, so that's what? That's today. Now scroll down. Scroll down some more. You see the Trump plane is right there. Keep scrolling down. Look at that right there. Trump, I promise not to do this to Greenland.
Look at the little houses around Greenland, and you have a golden. You know, have you ever played Monopoly? Any of y'all? And then you buy, was it Park Place? And then you put up those hotels, and the game is over for everybody else. That's Trump. Okay. So Mishpachah, he comes on the scene with all his royalty and stuff, and he comes bold. And the European nations are afraid of him. Okay. They're calling him the Son of Man, the Christ. This is not Brother O'Shea's doing. I just do the research, I find it, I put it together, and I present it. Let's read Revelation chapter 13 and verses 15.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
So this person that we're seeing, let me go back a slide. This person right here on the screen, because when you go back some more, let me go back to make the connections again. I got to go all the way back here. We talk about the little lamb, all right, that came up. He looks like he's going to bring some peace. He has the government behind him, but he's speaking a lot of wickedness. He's exercising all of the power of the main beast that he's working for, and he's causing everyone to worship that image. But he was wounded, and his wound was healed, and he's doing great wonders which we'll start to see just now. And he's causing these men to do all these great wonders and stuff, preparing everything, that they should make an image of the beast which had a wound by a sword. So we move forward. They made an image of him here. And we see right here now, and he had power to give life onto the image of the beast. Continue.
That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So power is given, or power to give life and power to speak is driven and operated by artificial intelligence. This is what they're pushing. Innovation of technology and biometrics are pivotal to the functioning of this image right here. There's a lot of movies out there, Mr. Picard, that you have seen. There's a movie called Eagle Eye. I don't know if you have seen that. There's some other ones that I can't think off the top of my head, but it's all about the war machine. Esau was given the sword, and this is his new way of dealing with the other nations. All right, this project will not only support the reindustrialization of the United States, but also provide a strategic capability to protect the national security, of America and its allies. So this is what they're going to push to you. They're going to say we need to have peace and safety, peace and safety. Remember when Bush was in power and they create that illusion of there was weapons of mass destruction and terrorists and all that stuff running around. And they say, how many Americans are willing to give up their peace and privacy and security and stuff in the name of what? Terror. And what's funny about it is terror has no name or face. Anything can be a terrorist. My dog could be a terrorist. The neighbor can be a terrorist. But they will label a terrorist to anyone who's going after or against their agenda. That's why they make it that way. So when they come out and say in the name of security and all these different things, it's always a lie, Mishpachah. And look at this symbol up here. This is the company called OpenAI. What does that look like right here? Compared to this one over here. See, it's the same demonic star. And what's funny is they have the four heads of that same beast that Daniel talked about and that Ezekiel talked about, that we see in Revelations that John the Revelator mentioned. So they know what they're doing. The first golden age of AI, which is made of what? Fun, games, and good works. Then there's an intermission. Some dark issues to deal with. This is where we are. Now, Mishpachah, this is what we call the second golden age of AI, potential transformation of the work, play, and society. So they're bringing this age in. That's why Trump was saying golden age, and we're going to see that. Let me see. Is this the article I want next? All right, let's look at this articles a minute here. Okay. A brief history of, when it comes back on the screen. Okay, a brief history of AI with deep learning. And I just wanted to highlight, let me make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. This is what I want to make bigger. Okay, let's see. All right, right here. This is what I want to make bigger. So they show you the brief history of AI with deep learning, right? See this here right here? Back in the 40s, artificial neurons and how they was trying to sever stuff and to do the testing in the 50s, the birth of AI, because this guy is the one who coined the term artificial intelligence. Then you go down to the 60s here with these heathens here trying to split the neutrons and all kinds of different stuff. This was the first golden age. Then they call us the first dark age because they was having issues trying to figure out all the problems, work it out. And this around this time in Mishpachah was very interesting. I have some videos I'm gonna show you that you just shake your head. And you fast forward to the 80s, the second golden age, where they was doing all this mathematical stuff and doing all this testing and cloning and all kinds of stuff they were trying to do. And then you have the second dark age. And this is where the age of information was starting to boom. When you see CNN there, it's talking about social media booming, because now it's an ability to be able to have 24/7, 24 hours news around the clock and everything. But before you didn't have that. When you see midnight, TV was off, stations were closed, it was snow on the television. 11 o'clock, Ema? Okay, 11 o'clock. And then you hear the anthem in the back, whatever they played, and it was time to go to bed. Now it's 24 hours lies and news that they bring out and try to lie to the people. Fast forward, you have the transformer age and the chat GPT and so forth. Okay, this is where we are today. So I wanted to share that first. Let me put this in the chat. Y'all can check it out. Right here. All right, let's go to this other one here. I found this very interesting. Let me put this in the chat too so y'all can check it out. Copy. This is a Jewish post. It says, how you pronounce that, Rebbe?
Tikkun.
Tikkun. The prophetic Jewish interfaith and secular. That just sounds all wrong already. How are you gonna have faith and then be secular without, you don't have nothing to do with the Most High? Voice to heal and transform the world. So that sounds all demonic altogether already. So they're showing you the spiritual challenge of AI, transhumanism, and the post-human world. And when you say post, that means what? In the past, the end of regular human civilization and the beginning of this spiritual challenge, meaning that they're trying to work out the kinks to bring in this age where man meets machine and the demons are in control. And they always have this dirty finger touching something. You see the dirty finger there?
Yeah.
So when you get a chance, read that. It has some good information in there. I didn't highlight anything in this one. I just wanted to show you that one. All right, let's move on because we got some videos to play.
Yeah, I think they're trying to that particular paper is dealing with using AI to heal the world. Tikkun is basically, something to do with healing on that level.
All right, the golden age for America begins. Over here is Trump. He just said this speech a couple of days ago. AI is a golden age and solving problems that were once in the realm of what? Sci-fi. And we understand science deals with what? Witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Bozo the Clown says. So Stargate is the idea. Now people ask what is Stargate? What is Stargate? He's talking about the Stargate. Is this about the show? The show was more science fiction, but they always bring it into science fiction before it becomes a reality, because they're telling you what we want to do and they put it in movies. So Stargate is the idea of creating the ability to travel between worlds or dimensions. It is a portal, a doorway or a gate of entrance to another realm. So in other words, they want to have that door open to allow Satan to come in and out when they want to. Okay. And let me pull this to the side a minute. Let's look at this here. So in Wikipedia, the Stargate project, and when you read down here, it'll tell you all the people that he talked about: OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. We're gonna see that video just now. Are the ones who he joined up with to bring about this moment in time to build the ability to have those portals open, those doors open. Okay, that's basically what he's doing. And they're gonna have infrastructure. And Brother Mike in Texas, I'm sorry, brother, I know you're right there in the back of your woods. They have the first structure being built. Imagine that. He hasn't been in power yet, but as soon as he come on stage, we already got a building. We already have the building going up. It's down in Abilene, and we're gonna be hiring people to come and work. We have, what is this, $500 billion invested or plan to make or whatever it is. So they already had the plans moving. My question was, if let's say he didn't win the term and Kamala won the term, would she have said the same thing too? Yes, because the agenda is already set. All right, they know who they want to have that's going to make things go faster. So scrolling on this here, let me get to the point I'm looking for. It has a point in here that tells you about DALL-E. Now, what's interesting is there's a movie called WALL-E. It's spelled the same way. Can generate imagery in multiple styles, including photorealistic imagery. Let me make it a bit bigger so we could read it here a minute. And it says it can manipulate and rearrange objects in its images and can correctly place design elements in novel compositions without explicit instructions. So you have this device that allows things to change without even doing anything. What does that sound like? The ability to make things move and change without having any hands-on or even talking to it or doing anything. Okay, let me continue this video here that I started before about the Stargate part. Let's listen carefully.
They're committing $500 billion.
Let's go back a little bit right here.
What if the bad humans are actually the people building the system?
Stargate is a massive new AI infrastructure.
So let's pause that one a minute, because let me play this one first. This one starts it off, and then we'll get back to this one. All right, so this is the Stargate plot right here, okay? Here he is right here.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Some very familiar faces. Well, thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here today.
And I didn't save the whole speech. I just cut straight to the important parts that we need to hear tonight.
We have first full day as president. We're back. So my first day back from having a nice life. It's my honor to welcome three of the world's leading technology CEOs. And in the case of Larry Ellison, it's well beyond technology. It's sort of
he seems kind of sleepy in this one, right? Usually Trump is always energetic and lively, but in this one, he just seems like he was half asleep.
That's how he is when he's doing business. There's a certain glee that he gets with that euphoria.
Okay. So it's the money.
Yes, the money. You'll see.
CEO of everything. He's an amazing man, an amazing business person. But to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. As you know, there's great competition for AI and other things, and they're coming in at the highest level. We're joined by Oracle Executive Chairman Larry Ellison.
That's the one in the middle. That's the one who talked about being able to have surveillance, and we will be forced to be on our good behavior. There's one right here in the middle. Okay.
SoftBank CEO, my friend Masa.
A Japanese gentleman who is a tech giant, and he has deep pockets, and he's going to bring that interface, bring a face to the interface. Let's put it that way.
Yoshi Son, and CEO of OpenAI, and I would say by far the leading expert.
That's him right over here. That's Ottoman, or whatever his name is. He's the one that says AI is going to bring the end of the world.
On everything I read. Sam Altman. So that's great that you're coming in together. That's a massive group of talent and money. Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books.
Put that name down in your books. So he's telling you. You know how to we'll say something quick and run over it? That they hope that you didn't hear this say. No, he says, mark this, put this down in your books. We have the project. Let me go back a little bit. right here.
Giants are announcing the formation of Stargate. So put that name down in your books, because I think
Eber, if I said that correct, in Tennessee, we shouldn't see any Hebrews in there. I would be upset if I see Hebrews in there. I'm glad there's no Hebrews involved in this, but I know there's some hobo Hebrews behind the scenes getting a paycheck, working with these guys too. There's always some people, just like the Greeks.
The Hebrews are with the wash buckets and mops.
Yeah.
After 5 o'clock, moving around, emptying the trash and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
you're going to hear a lot about it.
Thank you, Mr. President. We certainly couldn't do this without you. It would simply be impossible.
So if Kamala was in power, what would he say? The same thing?
AI holds incredible promise for all of us, for every American. We've actually been working with OpenAI for a while and with Masa for a while. The data centers are actually under construction. The first of them are under construction in Texas.
See, he just signed a bill. He just says we're going to start it, and it's already under construction. It's like, wait a minute, you guys had this plan all along, huh?
Each building's 500,000 square feet. There are 10 buildings currently being built, but that will expand to 20 and other locations beyond the Abilene location.
Brother Mike, 2 miles from your house? Uh-oh. You might be energized if you stay there.
Which is our first location. The kind of applications that we're building, to give you an idea, maybe the most charismatic and the one that I think touches us all is
look at his eyes.
Electronic health records, not just maintaining electronic health records, but by looking at electronic health records, understanding the condition of the doctors, better understanding the.
So what he's saying here is, once this building goes up, they're going to have the ability to connect. This is why when the 5G and the 6G goes out, the ability to connect at an instant. They're trying to make everything to come up on the same network on an instant, meaning you don't have to wait for dial-up anymore. It's as soon as you push start, go from 0 to 100 in 1 second. Basically what he's saying. So a doctor in Japan, if you go over there and you happen to bust your head and he's doing surgery on you for whatever reason, as soon as he pull up your file, it connects to where you come from. There's no, well, we don't have this chart. We don't have this. Everything is connected. Your license, if you was a felon or wherever it is, wherever you are in the world, everything talks to each other. Cell phones, computers, smart devices, they're all pinging, all at a higher rate. So this is why they need these big data centers. This is what this is going to.
Condition of their patients and being able to provide healthcare plans that are much better than they otherwise would be. A doctor in Indian River Reservation would be able to see how a doctor at Memorial Sloan Kettering would treat the patient, or a doctor at Stanford would treat the patient. We actually provide all of that information, all of that guidance to the doctors who are treating cancer patients or patients of any other kind of disease made possible by
What's in the
AI.
name of health?
I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm going to pass it to Masa, but this is a very exciting program for Oracle to be a part of. Thank you.
Very exciting program.
So we would make this happen. We would immediately start deploying $100 billion. On top of that, we have the technology partner, NVIDIA, and of course, Microsoft has been very, very supportive to SAM and continue to support all our success.
Who runs Microsoft? No,
used to be Billy Gold Gates.
Gates still operating. He's just in the background. But it just shows you how they're all connected. Okay? Remember, he just said what? Microsoft is what? Listen.
Supportive to SAM and continue to support all our success. This is not just for business. As Larry said, this will help people's life. This will help solving many, many issues, difficult things that otherwise we could not have solved with the power of AI.
We can't solve it, but AI is going to come and save the day. What happened about looking up to the creator? who created things. Oh yeah, they toss it in the trash, Elder.
I think AGI is coming very, very soon. And then after that, that's not the goal. After that, artificial super intelligence will come to solve the issues that mankind
come to save the day. He is fulfilling the prophecy of the beast that's coming to save the world. Okay, he's saying to solve all the problems that we can't solve. Let me go back just a little bit here.
To solve the issues that mankind would never ever have thought that we could solve. Well, this is the beginning of
sorrows,
our golden age.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorrows. That's what this is, the beginning of sorrows. You see, Mishpachah? All right, let's look at this other video here.
Project that brings together President Donald Trump, SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, Oracle's Larry Ellison, and OpenAI's Sam Altman. They're committing $500 billion over 4 years to build data centers, supercomputers, and the core tech needed to push AI to its next frontier. January 21st, 2025, President Trump held a press briefing at the White House, joined by Son, Ellison, and Altman, to announce a massive private sector investment aimed at building the largest AI infrastructure project in history by far, called Stargate. It kicks off with an initial $100 billion, with plans to grow to $500 billion over the next 4 years. The clear message: America is doubling down on AI to stay ahead in the global race, particularly against competitors like China. Now, why do we need so much infrastructure for AI? Well, these advanced models like ChatGPT or any giant language model require insane amounts of computing power. That means data centers, specialized chips, huge water resources for cooling, and tons of electricity. Sam Altman has been pushing for expanded AI infrastructure for a while, claiming the US risks losing its edge if it doesn't ramp up capacity. By bringing Oracle, SoftBank, and others on board, Stargate aims to build new facilities across the country, starting in Texas. Ellison says they already have about 10 data centers under construction there.
Not one, but 10. These people are moving at high speeds, Mishpachah.
Including a massive 1 million square foot facility, Crucial AI Tech, which influences everything from healthcare and finance to military capability.
See, they should put military at the top. See how to put healthcare big and bold first to kind of make you feel like you're going to be helped? No, military is what is the main. Esau loves military. He loves his military might. That's the focus there. Then comes the money. Okay.
In fact, Sam Altman mentioned that advanced AI might soon help cure diseases at an unprecedented rate. Altman also thinks it's essential for the US to produce advanced chips on its own soil instead of depending on foreign factories. Masayoshi Son is Stargate's chairman, while Oracle, NVIDIA, ARM, Microsoft, and MGX are also big partners.
There's a lot of companies that make a lot of those video games. And, growing up, you see these companies on the games, you know where your money was going to. Supporting these people to bring about these systems.
Oracle will build and operate much of the underlying system, tapping into its massive experience as a data center provider. NVIDIA, of course, brings the GPU muscle that large AI models need. Microsoft is still in the picture, but there's a new twist. Microsoft used to be the exclusive provider of new AI capacity for OpenAI, but that exclusivity has been loosened so OpenAI can work with Oracle and others for this massive build. It feels like the US is setting the stage for a massive AI-driven transformation. That's the big picture on Stargate, a $500 billion bet on America's AI future.
So you heard it, Mishpachah, you heard it. Yeah, you heard it. Okay, let's go back here. We got some slides to cover. I'm not going to rush anything because I have some good stuff to present, and I want to make sure we all can get it good.
Brother Shea, I sent you a link to an article that I think helps to connect the dots with where this is going today. Because remember, we talked about this thing, this Stargate as being a health for the benefit of people's health, right? But Mishpachah, just for the record, this stuff didn't start yesterday. It's been in the works for a while under Clinton. I don't know if y'all remember the Clinton health care program before Obama and all that stuff. They each of them are given, it's like a relay race where you're running, you have a baton in your hand, and you're gonna run as far as you can go. Then the other one is gonna take it from there and continue on. All Trump is doing is continue the same plan, but it says identity card could be part of a health plan, right? And this is back in 1993. It says President Clinton's plan to reform healthcare is likely to include a universal identity card that may use social security numbers to keep track of the patients. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see it'll be a digital ID, right? Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Stop. Let me see. Computerized records. Go back up just a little bit. Let's see. No, that's not the part. There's a section in there that tells you a little bit more.
Let's see right here.
Right there. Magaziner told consumer and health advocacy groups on Friday that a smart card that would carry the cardholder's detailed medical history in a microchip is several years away. A microchip. So they were looking to have a smart card, but initially but eventually it's going to be on a microchip that they can put in your body.
Yeah.
That wherever you go, it has all your information in there. Okay. Now I have a lot of information on this. This is something from years ago that I have been researching. And so what we're seeing now is like they didn't have the infrastructure to really pull this off. Okay. They didn't have the infrastructure. This is why right now, with all the big tech coming together, pooling their resources together, right? And Trump reducing the cost of gasoline and everything else, it's going to cause people to go out and spend a little bit more, and that the monies that they're going to get from all of that is going to go right over to help finance these programs that's going to be controlling the world.
Yep.
They don't just take their own money. They're using us to produce the funds, the money.
That's right.
To come back later on to control us.
That's right. All right. So look at this, Mishpachah. This is known as scientific determinism. Laplace expanded this idea to the entire universe, and I'm going to play some videos here in a minute to explain what I'm talking about. If some creature knew everything's position and motion at one moment, then the laws of physics would give it complete knowledge of the future. That creature is Laplace's demon. Okay, this is what they call it. Now I keep seeing this word demon pop up. Every time you do research with AI and stuff, the demon always pops up. And we're going to get into that in a minute. Ephesians 6 and verse 12.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
High places. So we understand, Mishpachah, that this world, or the system that controls this world, is ran by Hashatan. That's why he tried to play his card as quick as he can. When our Messiah went to fast 40 years and 40 nights, he says, I'll give you everything you created. I'll give it to you. Like if the man was retarded or something. So what are you talking about? It is written, man should not live by bread alone. Told him all the time. All right, so what is the difference between a demon and a demon? Remember you had that thing, Rebbe, that in the email, it keeps telling you that like return to sender, it will tell you it's a demand.
Damien, they pronounce it a little different, but it actually means the same thing. Let me see if I can find that.
Read this right here for me. The essential
difference between a daemon and a demon is that a daemon is any spirit, good or bad, including the spirit of a living human, while a demon is exclusively a bad spirit.
Now, this is the basis of what they're focusing on.
It's the same thing.
Yes, same thing. Good witch, bad witch. You're a witch. There's no difference in it. So let's look at some things here, and then I'm gonna play a video. Let me pull up these. Is the one I want? Yes. Okay. So this is the link here. I'm gonna post it in the chat. Copy. Let's put it in the chat so y'all can have it. And let me pull this up. I have it here. All right. So make this bigger. You can read that good, or is it too small?
Right there should be. Make it just a little tad bigger. One more. There, up. Open it up. Now you're gonna have to back it up just one click. Right. All right, I'll take it from there.
Okay. So just read the topic and then the highlighted parts.
What scientific term or concept ought to be more widely known? Us back in 2017. All right, so the highlighted part says, so why?
Actually read the first paragraph first, and then we'll start reading the highlighted parts. I'm sorry.
Okay,
So
Carl Sagan spoke too soon when he spoke about demons. Modern science, he told his numerous followers, banished witches, demons, and other such creatures from this world. Simply spread flour on the floor and check for suspicious footprints.
We saw the example with Daniel, right? When Daniel.
Yes.
Okay, the ashes stuff. Okay.
Yeah. This kind of reasoning he claimed in the demon-haunted world characterizes sound scientific thinking.
Okay.
So why is Maxwell's demon still on the front lines of science?
Now pause a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Maxwell's demon, and I'm going to play a video after we finish read this here, is the basis of all of the AI technology. Okay. And when I did the research, I understood what Elon Musk was saying. Artificial intelligence, they're summoning a demon. When he said that, remember we played that video many times and I had it on repeat?
Yep.
It's a literal demon, and I'm going to show you what they are talking about. Continue reading.
Since he was first conjured in 1874, that's when you call up a spirit.
So 1874, Mishpika, we in 2024. Somebody tell me how many years that is in the chat. Continue.
Okay, modern day inquisitors have valiantly chased after him with math and physics instead of holy water.
So they're using the math and physics as a cover-up to try to find this door to bring in this demon. Continue.
But rather than going the way of the phlogiston, I hope I pronounce it correctly, phlogiston and ether, he has emerged unscathed and is now a fixture in standard physics textbooks.
So this demon is still around, and he's in the standard physical textbooks of these physics textbooks, okay? He said 250 years. That's how long they've been trying to let this demon out.
Yeah, it's called phlogiston and ether, okay? Lest you think he is real, let me tell you he is not. But a demon, he is in spades. He sorts, and sorting is at the origin of sorcery.
So they're trying to hide and cover it up. Let's continue.
The Gentiles, Mishpachah, tell you. He was named after the Scottish scientist James Clerk Maxwell, known for his theory in electromagnetism by his colleague William Thomson, aka Lord Kelvin.
And I was just to wonder why these people always trying to study and have projects and always trying to shock stuff and bring stuff alive. And like, who thinks about that? You go out there, you want to plant a garden, you want to enjoy life, you want to eat food and, you know, conversate with someone. But who sits around in the dark and thinks about electromagnetism and how this photon comes from here and how to split it? Continue.
Edom loves that kind of stuff. Almost immediately after his public debut, he was exorcised Sightings of his demonic activity were brushed away as statistically anomalies or significantly tiny. No need to worry, we were told.
So they're like, don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Keep it moving. Even though he was demon possessed and we had to call an exorcist on him, don't worry about him. Continue.
But science can and often does turn imaginary beings into real things.
Okay, Mishpaka. So the monster under the bed is coming out. Continue.
Maxwell Demon is a case in point. Since he was first conjured, scientists have tried to bring him to life, repurposing twisted metal, ratchets and gears, molecules, enzymes and cells, and even electronics and software.
So they're trying to bring a demon out, Mishpaka.
Using software.
That's all this whole artificial intelligence is about. I've been saying it's false or fake knowledge. It's demonic information that these fallen angels are whispering in these heathens' ears. And all they're doing is bringing out this demon. Continue.
All right, so the next highlighted part says artificial intelligence is another technology with a connection to Maxwell's being.
This is why he said we are summoning a demon when you're using AI. This is what he was talking about. Okay, continue.
Maxwell's demon is neither the first nor the last. But he is certainly the most well-known of all science demons.
So there are other demons. And what's interesting is there's books on this that I'm going to show you a cover of one of the books that I covered and copied and put there. You'll see shortly. It says one of the demons. Go ahead.
Descartes' demon preceded him by more than 2 centuries. Like a master illusionist who can take over your sense of reality by throwing a cloak over your head, this genie can intercept your sense impressions and take over from there. He remains the patron saint of virtual reality.
Yes. So think about all those things. This is a lot to unpack. And there's more to it. Okay. But you have all of these mad scientists that have demons attached to them. And every little bit that they get, because it's like a lot of power. You ever watch those movies where they say, if you touch this thing, it's too powerful for you, you're going to die or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So with their little moment of fame and living, and a lot of these people die early, like 30s and 40s year old. They never live old enough because the demonic information that's in them don't get too far. All right, continue reading. This is another guy. So we just saw Descartes' demon. Now we're going to see Laplace's demon. Go ahead.
Laplace's demon comes next. The master calculator who can relate every particle to the laws of motion and who can know the past and the future has inspired advances in supercomputing and big data. The so-called, quote, colleague of Maxwell's demon, unquote, appeared a few decades after the original one.
All right, go ahead.
His Arivasti career, including traveling faster than light and helping to explain quantum entanglement.
This is a new one that's coming out, quantum physics. They want to be able to do time traveling. Remember you always asked about the time traveler, Rebbe?
Yeah. There's some Hebrews who have the machine already. By sharing with biblical Shaddim, the power of instantaneous locomotion, he can intercept messages, mess with casualty.
Doesn't that sound like when Daniel was praying?
Yeah.
And somebody was messing with the message and trying to slow down the process? Okay, continue.
And fiddle with time. These shape-shifting masters of disguise are getting smarter and more powerful by taking on the name of the scientists who conjured them. Wait a minute. These shape-shifting masters of disguise.
You're dealing with demons when you talk about these people who they call geniuses. And I'm going to show you some pictures of these people just now.
Are getting smarter and more powerful, taking on the name of the scientists who conjured them. They dutifully fulfill their patronymic destiny, reappearing regularly as spick and span newborns with the sagacity of old men. Wow.
Imagine that. Imagine that, Mishpachah. So they're telling you that it's the same old wicked spirit that shows up in all of these men time after time after time.
Yeah,
This is the last one to read.
Demons are here to stay.
Okay, that's what they're telling you.
The reassuring predictions of scientists such as Carl Sagan have proved to be overly premature. In our hurry to make our world modern and base it on purely secular reason, we have failed to see the demons in our midst.
So everything is being covered.
Crazy.
All right, let me pull up this.
That's crazy.
Actually, let me play this video first. Let me play this video first so we can have a little bit of understanding.
So Mishpachah, you can see when the tree is shaken, all that so-called computer science or little ones go, I want to learn to do this. I want to learn to do that. You're learning demon talk, demon tech, demon, how to speak. The demons are feeding them stuff, algorithms and all kinds of stuff. I tell you, man, and we got to keep our brains open for Torah. That's it.
More Torah. Okay, let me read this. This is a real short one. Let's read this here first and then play the video. Make it a little bigger.
The occult. All right. The occult roots of higher dimensional research in physics.
All right. So you see the title there.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's read the highlighted parts.
Johann Zollner, a German physicist who studied optical illusions, could not believe his eyes. He had carefully prepared a rigorous test of the powers of the so-called spiritualist medium Henry Slade.
You go into it, you see so much more. And you mentioned the same James Maxwell, and guess who? Albert Einstein. They're all connected, Mishpachah.
Yeah, you got to send that over to me too, because I want to pull some more things out. We kind of set things up some years ago with the demon side of technology, and every time you shake that tree, I tell you, more stuff
fall out. That's that one. Yeah. All right, go ahead and finish reading.
All right, a more immediate antecedent to Zollner's, and you know what? That name Zollner sounds like something you see in the Avengers with the Red Skull, and the little dude that he found himself. Now his spirit is in the computers.
Yeah.
Zollner's hypothesis is found in the unseen universe.
Huh. Now this is a book. When you get a chance, Google it and you can look and it'll tell you. This is an occultic book, but this was written by this guy here, and this guy was a pastor too, James Clerk Maxwell. All right, and we're gonna watch this video about him in a minute. We'll go ahead and finish reading. Unseen Universe.
A popular book published anonymously in 1875. Ooh. And later revealed to have been co-authored by the Scottish mathematical physicists Balfour Stewart and Peter Guthrie Tate, a lifelong friend of Maxwell.
All buddies.
Mm-hmm. The treatise speculates about links between scientific concepts such as conservation of energy and spiritual questions such as the persistence of life after death. In one brief passage, it connects the fourth dimension with an unseen realm.
Yes. And dimensions, we understand that. Okay, we have a little bit more to read here and we go to the video.
Perhaps then the world of the spirit, including all the manner of psychic occurrences, had a perfectly natural explanation in a hitherto unexplored dimension. Goaded by the widespread interest in spiritualism at the time, Zollner delved into connections between higher dimensions and the occult with greater gusto than anyone prior to him had declared.
So he's supposed to be learning about science stuff, but really and truly it's occultism, all these higher dimensions. Continue.
Delved into connections. Okay. It was high time, he concluded, for the study of four-dimensional phenomena to be part of science. So taking the occult world, the fourth dimension, and make it part of science. Certain fringe groups, such as a Theosophical Society of the Society and the Society for Psychical Research, co-founded by Stewart, applauded this thesis and began to promote the concept of the fourth dimension as a spiritual realm in their writings.
So what they're doing now is they're taking this stuff
delved into.
This stuff is deeper than you actually think. Read that last one here.
From the psychedelic vibes of 1960s rock groups such as the Fifth Dimension to the Malden sentiments of the film Interstellar 2014.
And I just highlight that part because, and there's more to it. I put it in the chat, but you remember that band?
Yeah, Fifth Dimension.
It ties like that movie Interstellar. Who've seen the movie Interstellar? If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Even that group, I forgot the name of the black group, always got a bunch of pyramids and all kinds of stuff. All that occultic stuff. You also know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
With the funk music and all kind of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, that's it. If you
that's
look at the lyrics of Earth, Wind, and Fire, those guys was tapping into the supernatural, the occult stuff.
The third and fourth dimensions.
Yeah.
All right, let's play this video. Everybody's waiting for this video here.
Between them, Jacquard and Morse had found new and novel ways to manipulate, process, and transmit information.
So all I want to do is find ways to control the information flow. And since Esau was blessed with the power of the sword, he wants this power, okay?
What had begun with the invention of writing thousands of years ago had culminated in the binding of the entire planet in a lattice of wires carrying highly abstracted information at incredible speeds. For people at the end of the 19th century, it may have seemed that humanity's ability to manipulate and transmit information was at its zenith. It couldn't have been more wrong. Information would reveal itself to be a more important, more fundamental concept than anyone could have imagined. It would soon become apparent that information wasn't just about human communication.
We are in the age of what? Information. They say this is the age of information where everything is readily available at your fingertips.
It was a much further reaching idea than that. The true nature of information would first be hinted at thanks to a strange problem, one dreamed up by a brilliant Scottish physicist who appeared to be thinking about something else entirely.
I wonder what that is.
James Clerk Maxwell was one of the great minds of the 19th century. Among his many interests, Maxwell became fascinated by the science of thermodynamics, the study of heat and motion that had sprung up with the birth of the steam engine. This idea would lead Maxwell to dream up a very bizarre thought experiment in which information played a crucial role. Maxwell theorized that simply by knowing what's going on inside a box full of air, it would be possible to make one.
I think somebody to take Maxwell outside and give him a good couple of slap and have him do something better with his life. Because who wants to do this kind of stuff? Let me go back a little bit.
Full of air, it would be possible to make one half hotter and the other half colder. Think of it like building an oven next to a fridge without using any energy.
Now, let me ask you a question, Mr. Paka, because I've experienced this. When you have something hot and something cold that comes together, what happens? Steam. What you get is a pressure. A pressure happens and it causes like a reaction. One pushes against the other and one pulls. So, for example, when a hurricane is designed, because they design hurricanes today, you heat the water up and you cool the air. Same thing with tornadoes. Basically, you can get an explosion in the form of atoms, okay? So let's see what they're doing. So they're basically creating explosion. An explosion by heating up molecules on one side and slowing down molecules on another side.
It sounds crazy, but Maxwell's argument was extremely persuasive. It goes like this. Imagine a small demon perched on top of the box who has such excellent eyesight that he can observe
I ain't making this up,
accurately the
Mr.
motion
McCall. Let me go back a
of
little bit. Who imagines there's a demon sitting there? Like, where do these people get this from?
Perched on top of the box, who has such excellent eyesight that he can observe accurately the motion of all the molecules of air inside the box. Now, crucially, he's in control of a partition that divides the box into two halves. Every time he sees a fast-moving molecule approaching the partition from the right-hand side, he opens it up, allowing it through to the left.
The door is
and
open.
Every time he sees a slow-moving molecule approaching the partition from the left, he opens it up, allowing the molecule through to the right.
This is Stargate in a small control sense, on a small scale. So when they talk about they want to have Stargate, this is what they're referring to here, okay? So if for those of you who don't understand what we're talking about here, this technology is driven by demon information, allowing and opening a portal to allow information in and out. And this is a small way that started back in 18, whatever it was, 50 something. And they're still trying today to do it on a big scale now with a lot of energy. This is why they have to build those big facilities to have this, a lot of power to open this door at a big rate. Okay?
Maxwell's demon seemed to say that just by having information about the molecules, you could create order from disorder. This idea flew in the face of 19th century thinking. The science of thermodynamics had shown very clearly that over time, the entropy of the universe, its disorder, would always increase. Things were destined to fall apart.
Because Esau is in charge, that's why.
But the demon seemed to suggest that you could put things back together without using any energy at all. Just by using information, you could create order.
Mr. Picard, this goes back to the Garden of Eden. When the serpent whispered in Eve and says, "Oh, you will be like gods, knowing good and evil."
It would.
And yes, CERN. CERN is the same connection to Stargate. They're all the same. It's just different versions that they're giving you to see is in competition. Who can do it first?
proved to be a fiendishly difficult problem to solve, not least because the brilliant Maxwell had come up with an idea far, far ahead of its time. So, what was going on with Maxwell's demon? It may sound far-fetched and fanciful, but imagine the possibilities if we could build a machine in the real world that could mimic the actions of the demon. I could use it to heat a cup of coffee, or to run an engine, or to power a city, all using nothing more than pure information. It's as though we could create order in the universe without expending any energy.
They want to create order out of what? Chaos. That's the occultic term.
Yep.
Create chaos to have order. That's what they're doing. And there's nothing new under the sun. So these wicked heathens is what they're doing. They come in here and they create these problems, and they're trying to tell you, oh, we can do this.
Scientists felt intuitively that it had to be wrong. The problem was it would take over 100 years to solve the problem.
And this is where we're 250 years later. Now they're having Stargate coming to pass and being built. Now, what I'm going to do, Mishpachah, because I have more slides to go through and the time is about up, what I'm going to do is make this a part 2 because I don't want to rush through anything. So I'm going to take one more slide and then we're going to close out for the evening, okay? Let's go. Let me see. Do I want to open up that one?
You know, the Beatles had a song called Maxwell's Silver Hammer. I remember that many years ago, one of their albums they were working on. And it was a kind of a weird song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And supposed to be some kind of a dark thing to it. I think at the time the Beatles were dealing with a lot of Indian influences,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, occult New Age stuff that was coming into their stuff, and they were a vessel to kind of start the whole psychedelic hippie movement and whatnot. So yeah, that whole thing is satanic to the core.
Yeah.
Satanic.
Look at this picture here. Remember that chart you did, you showed Rebbe with, I forgot what it's called, the one with Solomon, whatever it is, and you have all these things going up and down the spine or whatever it is.
Oh, you're talking about
this right here. This right here.
Yes. That is found with the yogis and all of that stuff. You know, with the
chakras. Yes, thank you. Chakras. I was trying to remember.
Yep.
See, he's thinking about the chakras. The demon, which is transformed into a what? Artificial intelligent robot.
Yeah.
In his mind, he's thinking about the chakras.
The Ashkenaz call it the tree of life.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yes, tree of life.
Mm-hmm. Kabbalah magic, that's correct.
And you see the surveillance over here and the heat and different things. This is research summoned AI-powered Maxwell's demon to find strategies to optimize quantum devices. So they call us demon to help them solve the problem. I put this in, I think I put this in the chat already. But I just wanted to show you that everything is connected. Let's go to the last slide for the night and then we'll wrap it up. So right here, Maxwell's demon is an imaginary creature that the mathematician James Clerk Maxwell created to contradict the second law of thermodynamics. Supposed to have a box filled with a gas at some temperature. This means at the average speed of molecules in certain amount, depending on the temperature. Same thing the guy explained and showed. And you can see it's right, this little demon right here. Yep. And the demon have like chicken feet or eagle's feet or something with the wings. Look like bat wings.
Mm-hmm.
In the thought experiment, a demon controls a door between two chambers containing gas. As individuals' gas molecules approach the door, the demon quickly opens and closes the door. So that's what I'm saying. This is what the Stargate project is about. We're going to get into it some more, most high will, next Friday night, where we can cover a lot more things. So let me just go back to the front. We see all of these wicked things, Mishpachah, that is coming to pass. Again, This is preparing for the image of the beast. And that image is being set up by this presidency, whom is given some power and authority, and whom the other nations are afraid of. We are in the age of the beast, and the question is who is like and who is able to. So I hope tonight we got to a taste of understanding to see the time that we're living in. Do not take this artificial intelligence stuff as something good. We are still living around it, and we still use some of it every day, but just remember who you are and where we're going. And don't be caught up with all the fancy technology. No Hebrew should have no smart house where you have demons talking to you. Good morning, Hebrew. You want your coffee warm? We shouldn't have none of that, Mishpachah.
Yep, that's a ghost. That's a ghost in the machine.
All right, Rebbe, any last words?
Yeah, well, not last words per se, but final thoughts on this subject. Yeah, I would say that go back and look at many of the things that surrounded Trump, right? He's doing some things that we all agree with, like shutting down the sodomite foolishness, the three gender nonsense, and many other things too. But all of that is just part of the program, the bait and switch. He has to give the people certain things in order for him to get the greater goal, which is, as you said, pull this beast thing together. But if you go back to some of when the conventions, you remember that he had there was a Indian woman who was praying to some demon, right? And, nobody said anything about it. It was just accepted. So Mishpachah, keep your eyes open and teach your children well. If you have little ones, teach them. Let them be aware and do the research. I think we have enough information that you can go back and you can actually glean some more from it and have better understanding. So we look forward to the part 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever this brother Shay got going on. Let's see. For next time, are you going to be? Okay, so you're gonna bring the stuff up next Friday night, right? Correct.
Yeah, I have some of those. Kifa put some videos there. I have some of those to cover too. It's just a lot of information, and I don't want to rush anything.
Right, and you never should anyway. So, thank you all, Mishpachah, for being here, and I hope you continue to study with us as we go through these last days. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Elder.
Yeah, all praises to the Most High. All praises. I sit down, listen, family, to this wonderful teaching tonight. I just want to say before I pray, the enemy came down here when the Heavenly Father sent him down, come down like lightning. He didn't come alone. He come with a legion and all working with him. All like today. So don't be surprised. All we have to do is to live our life. They're doing theirs, do our part.
That's right.
We'll be all right. All praises.
Hallelujah.
Let us pray. Almighty Father in heaven, we are grateful and thankful unto you, dear Father, for your love and kindness. We thank you again, Father, for your words from our teachers, our teacher, Brother Oshe. And also we pray that thou may bless him, give him the strength and the courage that the part 2 that is coming, Father, will be even more excited. Bless him, give him a good night rest, and also Brother Yana, dismiss us with your blessing, because we give you thanks and praise, because we ask it to your Son Yeshua, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Let the words of our mouth,
meditation of our hearts, be acceptable in your sight.
Oh, yeah, our strength and our Redeemer. Mr. Mackay, y'all stay warm out there. Until later. Shalom.
Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom.